All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey kids, can I get 200?
So do I scan a 9 or 10?
9.
Tall.
Do you want me to take Kevin calls?
Oh, she's right. Gotcha.
Robert calls, Rock calls.
He said good job. I don't feel that way.
Check, check, and check. 20. Pop. Beautiful. Heads up. 45. Did you
Just
agree?
check and then I
I
bluff
went
at her.
to search up and then text poker
I was
hours.
gonna bluff at her. I know. Yeah, that beats me. That beats me. That beats me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Stacks Social Live, Stacks Social Club here in Lubbock, Texas. We are 5 on the button, no limit hold'em. Rainbolt leading the way in chip count right now at 740. We've been going here for a few hands. We're about 5 or 6 hands in here, so you haven't missed much. If you're in here watching, go ahead and hit that like button. Help get that content out there. Smash the like button. Share the link with your friends. We are at Stacks Social Club here in Lubbock, Texas, 5004 Frankfort Avenue. Doors open every day at 1 p.m. Cash game typically starts about 30 minutes after or so, by the time everyone gets here. Some of the usual suspects at the table. A couple of not necessarily new faces, but faces that are not known to the live game. We got Rainbolt over here in the 9 seat, the 10 seat, excuse me. We're going to go right in here. We're going to have a every day at 1 p.m. Cash game typically starts about 30 minutes after or so. 4 on the river, 3 diamonds. So Robert with the ace high right now is going to be the leader. Not necessarily new faces, but now whether or not he wins this hand, we'll see. Somebody bets it over to him or not. Known to the live game, we got Rainbolt over here. And we're going to see that Robert picks up the pot. Robert picked up a pot just a few minutes ago against Slim Reaper. That's Rock down there at the other end of the table, opposite of John, who you're looking at, or excuse me, V-Pip. So Robert with the ace high right now is going to be the leader. I know if you're on here watching, you're probably also watching the Rangers and the Diamondbacks in the World Series. And we're going to see that Robert picks up the pot. Hopefully the Rangers can shut this thing out. Go ahead and move on to a World Series championship celebration. McLovin with the 6-2 of hearts. Don't be surprised if you see him call here, and he does. Robert throwing the hand down. Rock going to do the same with a Queen 3 offsuit. Rainbolt as well, not willing to play. And John says he'll play on his button. He'll make the check. So John with a Jack 5 versus 6 deuce of hearts. We're going to have a Jack 8 9. Jack 8 ace, 2 clubs. John with a pair of jacks, and McLovin going to go away, and a jack on the turn. McLovin did call, so a jack on the turn. McLovin now waiting to see if he's going to try to bluff at it. He does not. So checks over to John. John with the $15 bet. And that's a win. John picking up $25 just because McLovin thought his 2 might be good. If you're in here on the live stream, say hello. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them about the game, about the club. Be happy to help you out. If you have not played at Stacks before and you are in the Lubbock area, feel free to come on down and check it out. We know you'll love it. We're a lot of easygoing social club here. It is BYOB, so you can bring your alcohol. We have refrigerators that'll keep them cold, nice and cold. Get drinks, snacks as a part of your membership. Pocket deuces for Rainbolt here. Rock is going to go ahead and make the call with the 3 deuce suited. I've seen that happen a time or two, though. A lot of easygoing social club here. It is BYOB, so you can bring your alcohol. We have and a 6-Jack-4 on the flop. So John flopping another jack, a pair of jacks with a Jack-5. McLovin with cards we haven't seen yet. And an 8 on the turn, so no help for anyone really after that. Joey with the 6s. V-Pip with the jacks. He's going to bet it up here. Of course, he's going to get a couple of quick folds. Going to see a fold here from Rock as well, more than likely. And John does pick up the $40 win. And a 6-Jack-4 on the flop. So John flopping another jack, a pair of jacks with a Jack-5. McLovin leading bringing up the tail end at 125 in chips. Rock right there at 585 in chips, and Rainbolt 725. V-Pip with the jacks. He's going to bet it up here. If you are in here watching and you are a baseball fan, tell me if you're a Rangers fan, and if you're not, are you rooting for the Rangers to win? McLovin leading bringing up the tail end at 125 in chips. Robert going to look down at an 8-4 under the gun. He's going to make the quick fold. Rock with the King 7 of clubs going to probably make this call. He could even raise it up here, but and he's actually not. I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't make that call, but Rainbolt makes the fold. V-Pip with a Queen 9 going to make the call as well, and it's all up to McLovin with the pocket 8s. He raises to $15 and gets the quick fold from V-Pip, who did have 2 overs. Rock with the King 7 of clubs going to probably make this call. He could even raise it up here, but and he's actually not. I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't make that call. But Rainbolt makes the fold. V-Pip with a Queen 9 going to make the call as well, and it's all up to McLovin with the pocket 8s. He raises to $15 and gets the quick fold from V-Pip, who did have 2 overs. And, of course, Kinsey, who's made a regular appearance here in the box lately. She's one of our most frequent live dealers. V-Pip raising it up to 15 with a suited ace-6. McLovin going to fold or makes his call. Now, it is a king for McLovin, who does pair up, but John with the nut flush draw. We'll see how this goes. McLovin's going to just make the flat call here. Oh, it is a raise, and then it's an all-in for $450. An all-in for $450. John not playing around. He says, if you're going to toy with me, McLovin, you're going to put all your chips into it. Now, that's the thing to think of here. John's not shoving $450, and he knows he's not shoving $450. He's shoving $100. He's shoving $85. But it's that strong move of I'm all in with $450 that really gets people thinking sometimes. And although it is the flush draw, McLovin was ahead. John with only 1 over at that point. But that's how it goes. And we're moving on. Hand number 9. We are 9 hands into it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with you until midnight with an ace-7 unsuited for Rainbolt, and he is going to go away. You won't see Rainbolt call many hands early on. As the night wears on, you'll see him start to call more and more, especially if he chips up. 8-3-6, McLovin with the pair of 8s, and Slim Reaper with the pair of 3s. Let's see how aggressive Rock wants to get here with those pair of 3s, because he plays a lot like his pops. He could play those like their aces here in just a few minutes. And a 7 of spades on the turn. It does put the 3 spades on the board, so McLovin and Robert both picking up flush draws. Rock going to throw down the $10 bet. Or excuse me, that was a bet from Robert. And an 8 on the river. An 8 for McLovin's going to give him trips. He's going to check it down. Robert throwing out the 20. And McLovin just making the flat call here. It's a little bit of a surprise considering he had the trips. I know that Robert bet the spade when it came out, but that means a whole lot of nothing. So a little bit shocked that we didn't see McLovin take a little bit of a raise there, see if he couldn't add a little more value to his stack. So McLovin back up to 155 in chips is what it appears. Don't know if he reloaded a little bit or won a hand. And moving on around the table, it looks like Rock is going to be, or Rainbolt is going to be the button at this hand, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. He is the button, and that puts V-Pip under the gun. He folds. Joey as well. McLovin with the queen 6 of hearts. He's going to make the call for $5. Robert with a 5-8 of hearts going to make the call as well. So we're four-handed to a flop here. Ace 10-4. That's going to bring out a pair of nothings for everybody. A pair of aces, excuse me, for Rock. Pair of aces for Rock. Lays out the 15 and gets the quick fold. He is the button, and that puts V-Pip under the gun. He folds. Joey as well. McLovin with the queen 6 of hearts. He's going to make the call. We have got a good one going in Arizona with the Rangers and the Diamondbacks. All knotted up at 0. Nathan Eovaldi throwing a lot of pitches, but he is hanging in there for the long haul, that's for sure. Worked out of jams in almost every inning. Gallen, however, really has not had any trouble to speak of. In fact, I don't know if he's even seen a base runner tonight. And with John under the gun, we're going to see an ace-7 to Joey, and he's going to be first to act, and he goes away. The 8-10 off of McLovin, he is going to call. Robert with a king-6 making the call as well. Reaper folding and Rainbolt as well. John, however, going to throw out the big raise, going to make it 25 to go. Going to get a fold from McLovin, and Robert's going to make the call. And it is going to be an ace, deuce, 3. So we're going to get a check from Robert and a check back from V-Pip. Well played, John. He should pick up a king here. When he picks up that king here, he should get a bet from Robert here. But he does not. He gets a check, and he does bet 20, and Robert with the smooth call. So we're going to see a river here. A river here of a 5 of clubs. So now Robert still having just the kings. He's going to lose that hand to John and a $75 pickup for John. He should get a bet from Robert here, but he does not. He gets a check, and he does bet 20, and Robert with the smooth call. So we're going to see a river here.
Was it one of those rubber tires?
A river here of a 5 of clubs. So now Robert still having just the kings. He's going to lose that hand to John and a $75 pickup for John.
We used to use a wheelbarrow. Well, not a wheelbarrow. We had a wagon.
A wagon?
30. Yeah, we used to. There's also that one Halloween. Where my dad made us
Easy win there for Rock.
with coconuts. Yeah. And we followed him around that Halloween. Yeah, all the kids were like, what the fuck? And all the adults were like, that's cool.
Yeah, all the adults were like, yes, that one. All the kids were like, bring out your deal. We get one with no legs and just hop around.
My dad, one year, that's easy.
All right, Robert going to look down at a queen 9 offsuit under the gun. He's going to make the call. Slim Reaper with jack 9 could raise it up here. Let's see what he decides to do. He is just going to flat call. Rainbolt with the fold. And, of course, John. V-Pip is going to have the ace-6 of diamonds. Joey with a 7-3 of diamonds going to go away, so he's not going to play with suited connectors regardless. And we got 4 to the flop with an ace-7, 8-7-4. All 3 clubs, so no real help for anyone. No pairs, no nothing. We got a straight draw for Slim Reaper. We'll see if that materializes. And a 9 of clubs, so that does put 4 on the board, and that does give Rock the flush. He does have the big hand. He does have the winning hand. At this point, he cannot be beat. So he's going to bet it out, and he does pick up the $15 win. All 3 clubs, so no real help for anyone, no pairs. We got a straight draw for Slim Reaper. We'll see if that materializes. And a 9 of clubs, so that does put 4 on the board, and that does give Rock the flush. He does have the big hand. He does have the winning hand. At this point,
No. Unless y'all both have a full.
Well, like, say they have the ace.
Robert under the gun now. Wouldn't be surprised to see a straddle here on Robert's button.
You win the pot.
A little bit of strategy starting to be played here, but no No way, not tonight. Not so far early on in this game. Been a pretty tame game so far. We got Rainbolt folding the queen 8. This being a pretty tight game with VPip having a queen, king of hearts. He raises it up to 15. It's going to fold on around. Robert makes the call, and so does McLovin. So we're 3 ways to a flop. A queen would be a rough one. And you're going to get the ace 9 jack, so the straight draw for VPip, but McLovin picking up the flush draw right off the bat. Robert picking up a backdoor straight draw as well. And an ace on the turn, no help, and that could spell the end if McLovin does get bet, but it was not. So aces and 9s now. VPip with the king gonna win. Robert picking up a backdoor straight draw as well. VPip with the king high gonna win that one. If you are in here watching live, please go hit that like button. Also, don't be afraid to say hello. Let us know who you are, where you're listening from, if you're one of our regular members or one of our regular watchers. VPip the king high, gonna win that one.
Didn't he bet on the turn?
If you are in here watching live, please go hit that like button.
Yeah. I just remember being like, man, AJ, he flips over
Don't
and
be afraid to say hello. Let us know who you are, where you're listening from, if you're one of our regular members or one of our the $15 bet raised to $15 from VPip. Ace queen for Joey suited. McLovin with the king jack, so we could see a little bit of fireworks on this hand. King 7 for Robert. He's also suited. And we're going to see 2 clubs flop up and an 8-9. So we're going to see no real straight draws. You got a pair of 8s. Got a pair of 8s on the board. You got 8s and 3s now. Got a pair of 8s for VPip. Joey going to bet it out with the ace queen of clubs. That's going to get folded around here to VPip. We'll see what he decides to do. He does make the call. And it is a jack on the river, so no help for Joey. He loses the hand. VPip with the pair of 8s is going to pick it up. No real straight draws. You got a pair of 8s. Got a pair of 8s on the board. You got 8s and 3s now. Got a pair of 8s for VPip. Joey going to bet it out with the ace queen of clubs. All right, we should see a little bit more fireworks. We got Moving Man coming in here, or Bluff City, whichever one he decides to be called. Do believe it's going to be Bluff City. I don't think he's Moving Man any longer. Technically. So welcome. Oh, now it's Bluff Titty. Bluff Titty is now at the table. It's changing his name up on me a little. Do believe it's going to be Bluff City. I don't think he's Moving Man any longer. Technically. And the misdeal from McKenzie. Kinsey. So welcome. Oh, now it's Bluff Titty. Bluff Titty is now at the table. Changing his name up on me. McLovin all in with the pocket 8s on the new hand. That's what happens when playing around there after the misdeal. He acts like he's going to throw his chips in, but he's going to get a lot of callers. We got an ace 10 from Rainbolt. He's going to call as well. Robert with the ace 7 and Slim Reaper 3 betting it with the ace queen. So Rainbolt making the fold. Looks like Robert's going to probably end up folding here as well. He doesn't have any reason to throw an extra 150 in at this, but he certainly could. He could find his way to it. Looks like he does find his way to a call. Queen and a 7 on this would be really brutal. And an 8 from McLovin, so here he is with not very much in his stack, but he is more than likely going to get the triple up. Runner diamonds would give Slim Reaper the hand. A runner 9-10 or a runner 6-9. A runner 4-6. Any of those combination. And Robert, runner clubs gives it to Robert. So Robert with several backdoor options, but Slim Reaper with the big bet here, trying to isolate this pot. feeling like he might be having a good shot at it, when really he's trying to win the side pot here at this point. It's not really about isolation. It's about picking up that side pot so that if he does lose the main pot, which he more than likely will, he still makes money. And Robert does make the fold, so Rock is going to pick up the side pot, and it's going to be trip eights versus ace queen with a diamond. So runner diamonds is all Rock can hope for at this point, or ace. No, not even that. Oh, and there's a diamond and a river diamond. So Rock does pick up the entire amount. That is sickening for McLovin. McLovin not with a lot of chips in his hand, but was sure hoping for the triple up there. Thought he had the triple up. A little bit frustrating for McLovin, and we'll see what he's going to do. He's not much of a reloader. And Mr. D Span is going to be here at the table. D walking in here, sitting down for a fresh
Rock does pick up the entire amount.
run at it. Looks like they are running it twice. They did decide to run it twice, maybe after the fact. Maybe after the fact, Rock feeling a little bit sorry for him, going ahead and giving him that second run at it. So just about with a full table now. We got 7 players plus D coming on in here. Bluff Titty having yet to play a hand at $200. McLovin at $123. Tough break for him. Rock catching that runner diamond on him. That's always tough.
Just about with a full table now. We got 7 players plus D coming on in here.
Bluff Titty having yet to play a hand at $200. McLovin at $123. Tough break for him. Rock catching that runner diamond on him. With Bluff Titty on the button, that's going to be V-Pip under the gun. McLovin over here. +2. Position with a King 10 going to make the call. D in the hijack position. He's going to fold. Robert pocket 2 is going to go away. Make the call, excuse me. D with cards we haven't seen yet. He did make the call as well. So we're going to be 5-handed to the flop. Bluff Titty with a 9-2 and V-Pip with the 8-7. And we're going to see a 9-7, 2 spades. So a pair of 9s for Bluff Titty. Picking up the straight draw for McLovin. He's got the gutty, and it hits the jack. So McLovin now here with the straight. He does have the nut hand, and he cannot be beat. He can only hope to have some people pay him off at this point. He does make the bet of $15. Nobody going to make the call here. Bluff Titty make the call? Bluff Titty did make the call, and it is going to be an ace of clubs on the river, only strengthening McLovin's hand. So he does have Broadway. So it's just a matter of how much value can he get out of this deal. D is not going to get any way involved with that. And, of course, Ryan going to go away as well. So McLovin picking up some chips. He's back over the $150 mark. Still bringing up the tail end, but don't ever put it past him. He could shoot right up the leaderboard here real quick. Slim Reaper now leading the way, though, at $787 in chips. So McLovin picking up some chips. He's back over the $150 mark. Still bringing up the tail end. Don't ever put it past him. He could shoot right up the leaderboard here real quick. Slim Reaper now leading the way, though, at $787 in chips. All right, I'm going to step away from the mic real quick. I'm going to go grab me something to drink. I will be right back. I'm going to step away from the mic real quick. I'm going to go grab me something to drink.
Better get back here, Kevin.
Yeah. 1 through 12. 6.
8, 9, 10 on this flop. D with a pair of 9s. McLovin and V-Pip both with a pair of 10s. However, V-Pip with the big hand. McLovin with 2 pair, though. So the action could get good here. Oh, and an ace. So an ace with that is going to give V-Pip the 2 pair, the bigger 2 pair. How gross would another 8 be here for John? Or a 4. A 4 would be really gross. 7 wouldn't, well, never mind. 4 or a 7 ain't going to matter. McLovin with 2 pair, though. So the action could get good here. Oh, and an ace. So an ace with that is going to give V-Pip the 2 pair, the bigger 2 pair. How gross would another 8 be here for John? Oh, and an 8 on the river, and it is an 8. And they do run it twice. Oh, McLovin. McLovin had a chance to take it all there, and being the underdog, he goes ahead and chops the pot. Oh, and an 8 on the river, and it is an 8. And they Slim Reaper leading the way at 785 in chips. Joey now at the bottom of the stack with 175, just behind McLovin, who's at 180. Chops the pot.
I mean, I'm not gonna fold because you're gonna have hands like that to shove too.
Slim Reaper with a 9-4 spades is not going to be seen. Robert with the straddle for $10, so he is, although the first man I thought was going to get straddled is the first man to straddle that I've seen tonight. D with $5 more is going to come on in. McLovin already making the call for $10 with Queen 10 himself. 6-5, 9-5, and Queen 10. And so a 6-5 picks up the pair of 6s, but the 10 Queen is going to pick up the pair, the big pair. Out of this group, I should say. McLovin with a $15 bet, going to get called by Robert only in the pair of 6s. So the king now bringing in the straight draw for McLovin. Does no good for Robert. So you're going to get a $20 bet here for McLovin after the check by Robert, who's under the gun to start the action. Robert more than likely going to go away here. I mean, he could go ahead and make this call, and he does. Probably hoping on a 5 here or a 6. And it is a 7, though, so no help. No help at all. And the possible straight, but he's going to check here. He knows that one's not going to be... Robert more than likely going to go away here. I mean, he could go ahead and make this call, and he does. Probably hoping on a 5 here or a 6. And it is a 7, though, so no help. No help at all. And possible straight, but... Sorry about that feedback, ladies and gentlemen. Slim Reaper with a Jack 9 makes the fold. Rain Bolt with an Ace 5 suit. He's going to make that call, though. Bluff Titty with an Ace 10 of offsuit. Excuse me. Ace 10 off. A 3-bet from McLovin to $45 with an Ace Queen. He is going to get called by Rain Bolt, and he's going to get called by Bluff Titty as well. And there's going to be a King 7-4, all diamonds. So this pot should slow down. If McLovin makes a continuation bet here, he could have probably gotten folds. But at this point, it's going to be a matter of who bets first, I believe. We have no pairs. Right now, McLovin with the high hand and the high jack. And it does get checked around to him, so maybe with the big cards you should take a stab at it, and he does. He's going to throw out $15, maybe $20. He does throw out $20, which should draw folds here, especially from, well, I'm just a little bit surprised here. McLovin with the winning hand. He is going to pick up the 135. It looks like it's going to be checked around, and he is going to pick it up.
That's kind of what I thought might happen.
So ace queen going to win that hand.
No, it's a chop, isn't it? Aces and sevens with a king. And a queen.
Seven,
Oh, I'm
seven,
thinking.
queen,
Yeah,
ace,
yeah, yeah.
queen.
I'm good.
You gotta have one more card there.
I don't know.
I'm up today. I'm running good. Yeah, he got fired while trick-or-treating with his kid.
Huh?
He got fired while trick-or-treating with his kid.
Who?
That sounds worse, but it's just... He
So
wasn't
they
really...
found him and fired him as he was trick-or-treating.
Yeah, like the news came out while he was... Like he just posted like some photo of his kids out.
So, they're kind
Yeah,
of
like you're
safe
fine,
on the
brother.
apartment, isn't it?
I mean, if you're...
What if it makes it 15?
Oh no, I get a 4-month break. If you're a head coach though,
Probably makes it
you'll
35.
always have a job. Like, cause you're that... Like, you're good enough to at least be like an OC.
All right, a raise to 15 from Rainbolt.
What about a...
And Brian going to 3-bet to $35.
Because
What is who is the Arizona guy that was at...
Going to get a call from D with an ace-10 suited and a call from Robert here with an ace-5 suited. Slim Reaper going to make the call with a 3-4 of spades. He figures with all those hands in there that he's probably got some live cards here.
49. Yeah. Before you were even born. No, he got fired, and then he just said, I'm going to Taiwan. He's making $5 million for the next 7 years. Each year.
check.
You live in a place where
All
US
in.
dollar is paid. Goes like 20 times its form.
120 and in.
And a 5, 6, 7. Well, Rock picking up the freaking straight here. Just going ahead and picking up the straight. Brian going to shove all in with 120. D with the 2 clubs going to make the call. Robert going to go away with his pair of 5s, and I cannot see Slim Reaper getting out of the way at all.
All in from Rock. Ooh.
And so Rock going to throw them all in there as well and hope for no club. It's going to be all into D. D's not going to go away here, not with 2 cards to come. He's already got $100 and something in there. Be surprised if he goes away, in a way.
Call.
Oh, he's probably going to take it off.
I got the middle straight. I already said all in.
What
You
about?
should throw it in there. You should fuck him up. Give him a fold on the turn.
A 9 of diamonds and a 7 of spades. Rock straight holds up. So Rock going to win that hand with a 3 and a 4 in his hand. How about that?
What's up?
Justin! Hi!
Rock now leading the way with 1,500 in chips.
Brian's got 200. I don't know.
There you
He'll
go.
probably come back. $10 now for Brian. Yeah, he's coming back. I just don't know how much he's coming.
That's my phone.
As if those of you that are watching this wouldn't be watching a baseball game, the Rangers and Diamondbacks still 0-0 going into the top of the 6th.
Oh. I mean, we'll be. Take a call. Thank you.
McLovin with a king-queen offsuit going to make the call for $10. Slim Reaper raising it to $40 with an ace jack. Robert with the 6-5 of hearts could make this call, especially after seeing what Rock did last hand. Slim Reaper with the tall stack over there now. Just in cruise mode at this point. Pocket 8s for VPIP. So John going to raise it up here to 15. He's going to get the quick fold from Joey. And McLovin always willing to call.
Queen 4. What is it? Mid fold.
Yeah, that was 4 spades. Full from low. 65 from Brian.
Brian with the ace king. He could raise it up here. He does. 3-bet it to 65. So a 3-bet to 65. VPIP with pocket 8s. Got a lot to think about here. McLovin really not with a lot to think about. He'll probably go away with this stack. John does go away. Wow. Throwing away the pocket 8s. It's a good fold probably though, considering that Robert has one of his 8s as well. We are heads up with a, oh my goodness, aces and kings for Brian.
Everything turned over, overturned my pocket pair over, so
Thank you.
there's no reason for me to even check.
So D already sitting out. He is flatted, but he is going to reload.
I'd call. Fold. Call.
Joey going to look down at a 10-5 suited while McLovin has an ace-9.
All in.
D with a 10-6 not going to make that call.
Call.
Robert all in with an ace-5. Definitely willing to put his chips at risk. He's going to get a call here more than likely. Slim Reaper was 70 for 70 to call with a queen jack. Does he make that call? It looks like he possibly does. He knows Robert's willing to put that all in with a little less than
He said
the best, and so he does make the call.
rock. Yeah.
So we're heads up here, and an off ace right off the bat is going to give it to, more than likely give it to a 10 and an 8. We're going to get two runouts here, and 2 8s on the turn-in river. So Robert going to pick up both of those boards. He's going to win that pot, double up.
You have 4.
Slim Reaper leading the way with 1,500 in chips. Robert now down at the bottom with 150 in chips. Joey right up ahead of him at 175. So McLovin going to make the go with the straddle here.
His name is Ryan, I think.
Not sure if he's doing that under the gun or not, but if you're not aware, here at Stacks you can straddle at any position.
105.
So Robert, first to act, is going to make the fold while Slim Reaper decides to go ahead and probably see what he can do with some cards. What those 2 cards are, we do not know.
Call.
Queen 7 of diamonds is going to make the call here for Rock. Rainbolt with ace king. He is going to raise it to $40 while Brian makes the call with a jack 3 of diamonds. Definitely some action now. Several players here willing to play off cards in the chance that they can go ahead and pick up a winning hand. Pick up some sort of backdoor hand that no one sees coming. Rock going to go ahead and go away with his. And Rock would have flopped top pair. He would have had top pair. 2 hearts on the flop. No real help for anyone. So depends on who decides to do what here. Rainbolt still has 2 overs on the board, so it might be hard to get him to go away. And he does hit the ace on the turn. Now, if he checks here, he could get a bluff out of Brian. He does check. Brian going to go ahead and looks like he's going to throw out some chips. He does throw out the $50 bet. $40 bet, excuse me. So $40 bet. Rainbolt with the smooth call. Didn't take too much time, but he didn't wait too long. No, he raises it, excuse me, to 150. So the raise there, seeing where he was at, making sure that he wasn't going to lose that hand if he had it. With Brian there, I don't know. Of course, that's the thing with Brian. That's kind of the reason. If he raises him there, if he doesn't raise him there, then there's no telling what Brian could have in his hand and what he could end up with as well.
Shit, you had it. That's all you had to do was ask, baby. You might not want that seat though. Shit, yeah, you do. Are you hot? Oh, they got right here, baby. We gonna eat this motherfucker up. Yeah, fuck yeah.
50.
Here, you can't have this seat. No, you got it.
You're good enough.
You want this seat? All right. I told you it's a hot commodity sitting right here, baby.
Rainbolt with pocket jacks. He has been raised by Rock here with an ace-8 of clubs. King jack of diamonds for Brian and bluff Titty. Rich over there in the 2 seat now, new player to the table, is going to have a queen 4 of diamonds, and he is going to go away. Joey as well going to go, or VPIP going to go away as well as Joey. So we're 3 ways. Bluff Titty had the all in for 175 with a king jack. So Rainbolt going to make that call. And Rainbolt now 120 to call. If I'm in Rainbolt's position here, knowing that Brian's already all in, I'm probably raising this up here. But he does lay it down. Wow, he lays down the pocket jacks. And we are with a flop of an ace-8 deuce. With a 6 and the deuce. So, Rock with the aces on that hand. They're going to do 2 full boards. And it looks like, I believe Rock went, oh no, the flush wins the second board. So, chop pot here for Brian and Rock. Rich down at the bottom right now with $105, so I'm not sure what he sat down with, but probably the min buy-in or close to it. And Rock's still leading the way. And Rock looking like he's going to take his leave from the table as well. Going to take the chips, going to take the win. Rock going to go ahead and take a look at a hand here while Robert looks down at a 6-7 under the gun. He makes the call. Slim Reaper with a king deuce going to go away. So it looks like we're going to see the last of Rock tonight. Rich with a 7 deuce making the fold. VPIP as well. We got a 9-5-3 on the flop, so we got VPIP with a pair of 5s. Robert with the straight draw. He's got the double gutty. Any 4, any 8 gives him that straight D. Not wanting to see an 8, and neither does VPIP. But that means it eliminates 2 of Robert's outs. So Robert now, and he does hit the 8. Wow, he hits the 8. So 1 of 2 8s. VPIP now with 2 pair though, probably believing that he's good. Now with 1 8 only left in the deck, he's got 3 outs to make a better hand here. Robert, in some insane world, looking at his cards like he's thinking about folding, but probably more of an act. And we're going to see a river here. And a 9. So a 9 should slow things down a little bit. Robert going to go ahead and bet it out. He's going to bet $85, all in for 105, excuse me. All in for 105. Looks like 85 to me, but I could be wrong. John with the big decision to make here. He probably goes ahead and folds. John's a pretty tight player. He doesn't typically walk into many traps. And although it would be a different trap from the one he's thinking he's in, he probably puts Robert on a 9 there. So that does not surprise me if he makes the fold. He could think that Robert's bluffing at the 9, in which he could call, could call him at this point, but it's still a trap because Robert is sitting over there with the straight. So what does he do here? And John does make the fold.
I would 3-bet most of the time, like first or second behind the raise, but I didn't think that many people would call or jam over a $50 opening. No, I would say like I can flat these here. 40 right now. Yeah, but we'll go. John, what's up, bro? How you doing? I figured I had you beat. I make speed guys. 50 and then call. That's loyal. You know. 440. The boards don't really matter. It's just a
Carter?
Oh, Carter back there? Is he commentating?
No, he's not. Charlie's commentating.
Is Charlie back there commentating?
Charlie, yeah.
Sit down. I'm gonna come play a little live stream. See what you got.
High call. Fold. Let him make pizza. Fold. Fold. Fold.
John, you gonna be busy?
Trying to stay busy, yeah. My daughter just had a litter of pups, so he's gonna try to convince
What
me
kind
to
of
take
dog
her.
is it?
She's like a pit bull colored.
The Queen 10-7 on the flop. That's the open ender for Robert.
The dad's.
We're going to get a $25 bet from VPIP, though, with a 34 of spades. Maybe that wasn't accurate.
She's like 50 pounds. She has 10 pups.
So they're mutts?
I mean, yeah. There's 10 of them, and there's 2 of each color. Light yellow, dark yellow, brown, black,
I know who needs one.
125.
got all colors.
Jack on the turn, giving Robert the pair as well as the straight draw. But it opens up the straight draw for Rainbolt. And actually at this point, Rainbolt's going to end up with the best hand regardless, unless the king hits the board. But it is a fold from Rainbolt. A little bit of a surprise.
Yes. That just
I
means
got it
the
spooky in here. Did anybody really show up dressed in a costume?
Yeah.
VPIP with 30% pre-flop raising. We got Justin is in the 5 seat now.
You guys are crazy.
It
was our anniversary, so I didn't dress up. Mine and my wife anniversary. Oh, yours too was? How many years? nothing.
We've been together longer than that, but living married. Just put up my ass that long. I guess I better keep it.
You better be straight.
Call.
Yeah.
12.
Let's go 5-10.
12. 12. Call. 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 Fold. Option. Reset. 5.
All right, looks like we're 5 ways to a flop with a queen jack 9 on the board. Rich with a queen jack, he's going to flop 2 pair. Robert not sure what he has, but D with the flush draw.
Fold. Robert, you fold.
Yes, ma'am.
30 to call. Call.
A 2 of diamonds on the turn, no help for D's hand. Queens and jacks, no heart on the river, so D with the losing hand. But he does go ahead and put out the bet. Rich gonna make the call, and Rich gonna win that hand.
Flush draw the turn. That's 2 pairs though. Flush draw turned into 7 deuce. Wow.
Is that like bluffing or is it like getting there with the bad hand? Is it what are you implying? Both?
A lot.
All of the
It's
above?
all the above.
A king queen is what we're gonna look down at if you're Brian. Rich with the queen 5 under the in the +1. V-Pip folding his hand as well as Joey. McLovin gonna raise it up to $20. He's got a queen 7 of diamonds in his hand. And Justin gonna think about it, and he's gonna make the call with a 6-5 of hearts. And we're gonna get folded around. Rainbolt gonna fold from the button as well. And a king 10-9. So we have a king 10-9. McLovin now picking up the straight draw, but the top pair going to Bluff Titty. McLovin going to pick up that win. McLovin climbing his way back up in chips at 275. V-Pip now leading the way since Rock left the table at $620.
But it was bad. They were like 11-0 first, third inning or something.
Yeah, it was 11 to 1.
Yeah.
Or 10 to 1, and then it went 11 to 2. And they just like, poof, hello, here's 7 runs, or 5 runs. Oh, that's not good.
Rich with an ace-3 of clubs under the gun. V-Pip at the +1 with a 7-5. Don't be surprised if he makes a little raise or something here, but he does not. That may have to do with Rich calling than anything else. I don't know that I've seen Rich play, or if I have, then it's been a while. Brian with the ace-10 going to raise it up to $25. Excuse me. 20 more to go around the table. Justin going to go away. Robert making the call with a king 9 off. And D going to make the fold as well. So 3 ways to a flop. Ace-3, ace-10, and king 9. And it is a king 10-8 on the flop. That's going to be 2 clubs. So everybody flopping a piece of their hand. Rich, however, with the club draw, he is going to be in second place at a 28%, while Robert, 56%, leading the way with a king. He has the pair of kings. There's a $75 bet from Robert. Of course, if you're rich, I don't know how you go away with the nut flush draw with 2 cards to come. But that's the way Robert plays. He likes to lean on you when he flops any piece of it. any sort of raise here at all from Rich is going to result in an all-in from Robert. It looks like Rich is actually going to make the all. No, he does just make the call. So if this is anything other than a king, if this is anything other than a club, you're probably going to see a all-in bet from Robert. It is an 8, so Robert now making a decision. He could go ahead and make the all-in shove here when you get a check from Rich. Rich going to make the check. And I'm not sure what happened there. Not at all sure what happened, but
Call and say, "Can we want to go twice?"
Yeah, man. I should have. Yeah, you're right.
Try to get 2 cards out of it.
You're right.
You go
We
twice?
gotta get it all in to go twice.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just jam and say, "You want to go twice?"
Nah, bro. I'm using the cash game. I gotta break myself a little bit.
Huge draw. Right? A huge draw.
Brian's
Hey,
gonna
all
straddle
in
it too.
twice. Good for you. Yeah, I'll read it twice. For sure. Did he get 2 draws to the nuts?
There's gonna be 5 more.
if you're in here watching, go ahead and hit that like button. Again, we're here at Stacks Social Club in Stacks in Lubbock, Texas. Doors open every day at 1 p.m. We have a Tuesday night $3,000 guarantee tournament if you're a tournament player. We also have our bankroll builders that we play on the weekends. They are $500 guarantee, a $30 maximum buy-in, $20 minimum buy-in with $10 rebuys. Robert going to go ahead and make the call here. Get a raise to 30 though.
There'll be like $40 for the pot. He's like 3 boards. He'll say he has the nuts, and then you show like bottom pair. He's like, that's good. All in.
All in from Robert.
Can I get a count?
An all-in to Robert with a 5 with queen pair of queens.
I mean, I'm definitely going to fold, but I still think I'm okay.
No, you're not.
You got 2 of them?
So he was good.
You could have sucked out on me. I mean, you could have got me from missing me.
Guaranteed do something.
just gonna be done right there.
Huh?
Guaranteed do something.
I'm just gonna be done right there.
I like it.
Oh, they're good.
They got out of another jam.
No score? Nope.
He's done that 3 times, hasn't he?
Yeah. Wow.
Someone else must
Yeah, I mean, I can't call that. I would call
Listen,
30.
bam.
Put it on there. I just want it to be done right. Yeah, but think about it. When you offer up money to the gods, they might reward you. Someone's got a very quick and they better get my money.
Oh.
Yeah, ace comes or 2 comes or...
Well, I was just the one. She's
Try to
interested.
call.
No, I'm saying...
Oh,
yeah,
I tried to go all in.
Just
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Fold, fold,
Pocket 9s for Joey. He's going to be under the gun.
fold. Option shove.
Snap that boy off.
And check.
McLovin making the call with the ace-4, and we're going to get a call here from Brian. He's going to be 4-handed to the flop and a king 8-7, 2 diamonds.
Check.
So 2 pair for Brian now with the king 7. A bet here from Brian. McLovin going to look down. He's going to make the call with an ace-4. He does not want to see an... Oh, no, he does make the fold.
Greg got mad at me the other day.
I would have bet like this.
So what?
I was in a big hand.
Oh, uh-huh.
Omaha hand.
I would have
Or
said
Omaha.
Somebody down there raised and then you call.
You gotta call. You gotta call. I potted. I pot the turn.
Uh-huh. 7 straddles for 10.
I have 2 sets. I pot the turn. He's got a flip. No, I pot the flop. I have top set and middle set.
Okay.
Right.
And
Because if I would have straddled, then I would have had to go all in with the straddle.
and then he had a flush draw only. I pot. He called. He says call.
Justin with the queen 10 going to make the call more than likely here. There we go. Robert with an 8-5 of spades going to make the call as well. D going to look down at a king 4 of hearts, and he is going to make the call as well.
They ran it out.
Rainbolt folds. He is not at the table with a jack 9.
The flush.
Brian making the call with a queen 4.
trying to say all the money
Rich gonna make the fold. V-Pip, as always, coming on in here. Queen, King 4 diamonds, and Joey as well with an 8-9. So we are 7-handed to a flop. It's gonna be a 3-3-6, 2 hearts. So D with the flush draw, 2 3s on the board. With 8 or 7 people in the hand, you never know who could or couldn't have a 3 though. V-Pip gonna lay out the bet for $30. He's gonna see if he can't get some of these players out here and pick up a hand. D, however, with the hearts, is gonna go ahead and make that call, and Brian gonna go ahead and fold as well.
And you got the person covered, and they do this right here. They throw $150 out, and you beat them, and they go.
And as a king of spades, so John now with a stronger hand, kings and 3s. D, however, going to be the one to lead out.
No, but when you go pot,
He's going to lead out for $65. Do not be surprised if John folds here. Although he is playing against D, who John probably feels like has a hard time having a 3 in his hand here. But John's a pretty tight player. He does go ahead and make that call. John not wanting to see a heart here. It is an ace of diamonds. So D now could go ahead and make a pretty stiff bet here. He could make an all-in move. Probably gets John to fold. He does check it, and John's going to check it back. And John's going to pick up the win here with a king 4. So kings and 3s are the aces going to pick up that hand.
yeah, we got a few out. The river could have been. Hey, the river could have been bad.
Ooh, sorry, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, should have ran it 8 times and seen what happened. Like, oh, John gets 2 8s.
Otherwise, man, this thing's bugging the fudge out of me.
Why?
I keep seeing it out of my face. Somebody
I got
standing
the
right
6th.
I don't know, Ross put it up there.
Six and go flying here, man.
No,
The
you
next
missed
time they
out. They had Jello shots, Justin.
Friday night?
Yeah,
Is that a
just
stock
like
show?
it was $25.
In like here?
barrel show.
Bear show? Yeah. Well, you and Bear, they showed separate. Yeah. You see my family lately?
Was that thing?
Yeah.
Did they also have a meat showing competition going on?
Like, at Tech,
Yeah. So that
a
college
big-
that was there, one of the colleges that was there is in the tiny town my family lives in, Wilbert, Oklahoma.
that meat show.
Yeah. They were here for that meat show. I love it. 25 from Brad.
They they've got
I mean, I've
starting all the way back down to 4-H now.
Yeah, sure. For sure.
Or meat judging.
Yeah.
Meat judging.
I've seen him do it 4 times.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it.
It's good for the kids. They get to go to the grocery store
My
and pick
granddaddy's
it.
fixing to get in 4-H.
V-Pip going to look down at pocket 5s. Joey's making the call as well with ace jack.
Gotta go buy an animal again.
Brian raising it up with a king 4 of diamonds.
125.
McLovin with pocket jack's going to go ahead and make the move. Three bets it to 125. He does not move all in. He does just 3 bet to 125. With that many players, I think I'm moving all in though. If it's me, Bluff Titty's going to be all in for 180, and that puts
Yeah. No, there's a guy there.
McLovin in a position where he's got to go ahead and make that call. So McLovin in a pretty good position with pocket jacks. Brian with only 1 over here. He also does have diamonds.
Yell at me.
No, you yell at me.
I know Pump Gets you.
2 diamonds on the flop though, so now McLovin's got to fade a diamond.
Dang, I had the diamond.
That frustrated look already.
I had 6 8 of diamonds.
It is a 4 of clubs and a ace of hearts. So McLovin does end up winning the hand, but it looks like they're going to run 2 boards.
Huh? No, he said he forgot to change back something.
She looks at us and see what she's
Now you're free with it.
So they are going to run it twice. 2 diamonds again on the flop. Can he fade the other diamond again?
I see what you're saying.
Another 9.
Chips are in my way for the burn.
And not real sure what the other one looks like. A 7. So McLovin going to go ahead and pick up the win on both hands. So he picks up the true double up.
There's 25. This is the pot. 25, 25. Plus us. No, there's no extra. 25, 25. There's only been 2 25. Oh, yeah, there was one. Anyway, sorry, dude. Stuff is all over the place.
So
Good
far,
job.
to shut up, he doesn't get to talk to you.
No, it's not.
So McLovin is going to take down this hand. He's going to win this pot, and he's going to get the true double up. Somehow we have a split. How do we have a split pot here?
Set of 8's on the bottom.
I do not know what they're saying here, but
We got it.
oh, bluff. No, he had a king 4 of diamonds.
Sorry. How did this? He goes. How's that a shot?
You just said
I go,
wasn't
Brian,
carded.
I said it. He goes, that's not what
Maybe it was another set of cards that got pushed across his that read. So it looks like they chopped that pot. Not real sure what happened there, and apologize for that. But
the system didn't.
You touch these, I'm calling the cops.
I'm calling you. So basically, all this shit.
They chopped.
He just
Jack's
said
looking
call.
on one board and 8's looking on it.
Eights have been involved in
Can we get your chip count? Please?
5,025.
No, a real one, pretty please.
Well, that's 100, and that's 205.
205 from Brian.
You guys lost his life.
And Kev,
Lost
yours?
his life over Jackson with his
Your chip
chips
count.
down.
I think I rubbed off the numbers. It's just gonna
They are getting faded. They are
How
getting
much
faded.
How much you got?
I'm
2 months or a month to get 275.
Kev's got 275.
What?
5 call.
I don't know what the hell he's thinking. And then he told me he quit taking his medicine.
Call.
I'm like,
Full
what are you
15.
doing, dude? Are you just trying to die with that call?
Call.
I got all over his ass yesterday.
Call. Call. Full.
I got an extra 5. I already got summer money.
10 more. 15 total.
Face.
we've got a large hand brewing here. We got 8 players.
Call.
Studio. I was fixing to raise it.
Excuse me, 7 players in the pot. Got a 3 bet from Justin to $50 after the initial raise.
He's trying to get money in case I hit.
Rainbow going to go ahead and make the call to $35. Robert, of course, makes the call with an ace jack offsuit. Bluff Titty going to make the call with a 5 deuce. There's no doubt that there is an action table for sure. V-Pip going to make the call. He has an ace deuce, and McLovin with a king 10 makes the call as well.
6 players.
Damn, that's good.
I'm probably behind.
I don't have, well, I guess I
Check.
King 3, McLovin flopping the big monster hand with trip kings. This could be still a winning hand, a good hand for McLovin because he could pick up some serious action here. Now he does bet 225 and all in. I'm not real sure that I agree with that. You know that there's only one other king in the deck, and if anybody has it, they're calling you. So you want to try to extract value out of these other players, but he's not going to get any calls
So I think I
unless Brian just decides he is playing this game for shits and giggles, and he does not. So I would have been really shocked to see a call. V-Pip, however, not going to make this call either. There's just no way. How does McLovin make that all in? Why? I don't understand the shove all in. And of course, again, that's not for me to
probably got fucking king.
That's the answer.
to decide there, but hey,
I was like, I put everyone on a king when they came out. I was like, no one's got that. With what I did. 6-way action could be on 45. My king 3 or
How'd you know?
What?
How'd you know?
Some guy told me that you can't fold down, and he's in the 1 seat.
I'd have caught a jam. My pre-flop would have been better.
5 call.
I think I was gonna
Call.
If anyone wanted to call, I was like, but
15
ace 3
more.
is good.
Fold.
You had ace 3? I
Call.
folded deuces.
Call.
So.
I had
You were way.
If you
I
folded
had
aces, you
two
were in
outs.
lots of trouble.
I said deuces.
Oh, but you didn't need runner to catch up.
You had king 3. I needed 2 deuces.
If I
I did not use
I
mine.
did have a deuce. I will say that.
I had ace jack.
Hey, deuces are cheap around here. I had
We had the same
Check.
thing.
What did you
I
got,
had
John?
5 deuce.
What'd you have?
That's the flop with you.
Check.
What you said you would have called me with?
ace
If someone's got 10, we get screwed.
A 10 on the turn.
Say I'll rescan those.
Oh, no.
I can't. I don't have mine in.
Give me mine back and let me in this hand.
Looks like whoever's at the bottom might have a 9 or a 10. I can't really tell. Our feed is getting really fuzzy for some reason.
Here, oh, okay.
Yep. You had like quads. What?
Check. 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 75.
Shut it down now.
Shut it. Full, full.
Shut it down.
Full.
Anybody left?
I'm full in.
I didn't have a flush.
Nothing.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I didn't have a flush. No one's gonna check a flush around.
So sorry.
I wish someone had a 10. I had straight. River kicked me.
I don't sleep well anymore.
All right, finally got a clear feed again. Not sure what our
Only ever drank Dr.
hand count is right now, but we're about to see it's going to be hand number 40. So haven't seen a lot of hands tonight so far. We are an hour and 20 minutes into this game. Bluff Titty with a 10-9. He's just going to raise it up to 15. Rich going to look down at pocket eights. He's going to 3-bet this to what looks like 45, 55. 3-bet to $55 here.
Call. Full.
I'll stand in the door over there. She's like, can you pass me my
Got a
drink?
monster draw. You can pull up here. It's like a foot and a half away.
I know, she's
I'm
like,
suited connected.
so weak.
So if
No,
he
it
hits
was just
It's
you
like
were in
Star
the
Wars, like
way.
Emperor Palpatine.
For that
There's
much
no
money,
way.
it's
No,
worth
it's
suited
three on the
connected.
side.
It's like, I'm so weak.
4 ways to a flop, and an ace 3-5. So no help for anybody. Rich still leading with his all-in of $55.
I'm so fucking good.
A 6 on the turn, no help.
Check.
Does give McLovin a straight draw. And a queen on the river. It looks like the pocket eights of Rich are going to hold up. He is going to get a quadruple out of this hand. He's going to quadruple up.
10 high.
Pair of eights.
What I have. Oh, they chop. They chop the side.
No.
There is no
You
side.
take that back. You
There
take that
is no
back.
side.
You take that.
Thank you.
What do you do there? Like, I'm calling 9-10. 2?
You had hearts?
I'd have folded.
So I
I'd have folded.
that guy.
I'd have folded if it had been just
I
heads up.
think I like my hand better than your hand.
No, get the fuck
King
out of here.
7?
A spade?
that?
Spade's been so fucking
That's
hard.
garbage.
Dude, if a 4 comes, I get all the money.
You're trying to do some
That
shit.
is true.
It needs to be king 6.
Or even if a king comes, apparently, I get all the money. I didn't think that was. I thought I was drawing with a 4.
No, but
Call.
heads up I'd have folded.
Fold.
But I got to call it was 1, 2. I mean, just
15. John, fold.
then check it through and hopefully get lucky.
Call. Fold.
Feels like 10-9. Ripping, snap call. Take it.
Raised to 15 from V-Pip with the 10-9. Rainbolt making the call with a queen 10. So we're going to see an ace queen queen on the flop and Rainbolt flopping trip queens. So he loves to see that.
Check. $25.
You gotta play 2 in any 2, right?
Fold.
And an ace on the turn should slow things down. Rainbolt going to have a real hard time. He does make the call. V-Pip makes them make the bet. And it is an 8 on the river, so no help for V-Pip. He's pure bluffing if he does anything here, and he does lay down the bet. But Rainbolt with the queen, not real sure. I mean, he's going to lay it. He's going to go ahead and make the call. And John bluffing. John getting caught with a hand in the cookie jar.
Dang.
Yeah, but
like the flop, you hate the turn.
But yeah, the turn's the worst turn of the day. I'm like, I'll be a 10 and let's have king jack.
I'm only doing this. I know he
Bad
doesn't.
turn.
Joey likes.
Did you caught off a
$10
jam?
show.
I got it. Dumb.
Ace, like, did you caught off a jam? Because like ace 3
No.
beat you, ace 3, ace.
No, this is what I never had. I'm gonna
He's
get
not,
you about
he wouldn't
500.
jam
No,
an
we
ace
go
there. For as much as he had, because he can't get called by words.
I was
You know what I mean? He's trying to get called if he has an ace. I don't think John's too smart to. Maybe he would jam because he knows that I would overthink it and maybe.
That's what I would do.
You never overthink anything.
I
10 to call.
overthink
But like he's not gonna jam with
But you
an ace.
overthink that.
You know what I mean?
I overthink every single fucking.
I'm trying to
hand
use
I play,
thunk in more
and it-
social
Like I
situations.
fucking folded those jacks earlier.
You thunk that. No.
You know what I mean? Like,
You know what I mean?
he's not gonna jam an ace. Like, he's probably got, you know, and then boom, he's jamming an ace.
It depends on who it is. If John jams, I might call.
McLovin with pocket sixes. He's gonna just make the call here of $10, and it's gonna be 4 ways to a flop,
John's more
and an
balanced.
ace, 9. So no help for anybody really. McLovin's still in the lead here. A 9 on the turn. Now McLovin's completely out of it.
Yeah, we're actually sponsored by Smokers.
Oh, Robert had the 9 on the flop anyway. My bad.
Yes.
There's a giant sticker on the top left of the YouTube stream. You haven't seen it?
Huh?
Check.
What'd you say?
Hold on.
Yeah, you sure got it. Alright, there you go. Hey, don't watch for 30 minutes because there ain't no hands. So.
Damn, I thought you might call. What?
They're watching, they say.
Yeah, imagine you like they have like
Because
500
Rocky
GTs.
left.
Called
Don't
by
put the
ace.
other 9 out there. Or the other ace out there.
Did anybody just go all in right there?
Yeah, I did.
Brian.
I had nuts.
Brian,
I already
Brian
had
wants
the
to
blues caught up. I turned it.
I had aces full, bro. What do you want me to do?
You're not folding aces full.
No, never.
I just really knew he had fucking 9.
Is Rock still in there?
Yeah, Brock's right there.
Rock.
He's in his little
Hey,
cage.
check it.
Your fans need
Let
you.
me take a picture real quick.
Set a call.
It's actually only 5. Like Brian was.
I had to.
Huh?
It's only 5 for red.
Well, 10
There you go,
total
5 out
to
there.
call.
Yeah,
So
but you
you
didn't
fucking
say that.
did.
Whoa. Why are you getting aggressive?
Kevin called and was snapping back with you. Call.
Snapping back implies you snapped at me, so
Up
thank
at
you.
you. Brian is all in.
Bro, pick us up.
I fold.
So you ready?
95
where
it
you
is.
going?
Yeah.
There's your bet.
All in from Brian with a 6-5 of clubs. He's gonna look down and see if he can get a call from Justin, who is
Justin, 95.
out of the room. Excuse me, he was pushed back from the table, and Robert as well, with an ace-7 of spades to Justin. Robert with a jack-9 of spades, kind of see what they decide to do.
Calling over here. I call.
He does make the call, and so does Robert. The snap call from Robert with the jack-9 of spades. It's going to be really ugly if 3 spades hit the board, that's for sure. It is a jack-8-8. So Robert with the pair of jacks now. But the 2 8s on the board could make it a little bit iffy for him. He probably doesn't feel like Justin's making that call with an 8, unless it's a suited ace-8. Check, check.
Months.
I missed.
Robert moved all in.
Had a 7.
And Robert going to pick it up. Robert with the Jackson 8's going to pick up that win there. Good, decent little pot. $205 positive. And looks like Brian's going to take his exit from the table. Said he's done.
I had to fold ace.
You pulled the 18 off the flop.
Yeah. I mean,
I do think 3 flop.
no. I'm calling.
Robert leading the way now with 730 in chips. Rainbolt right behind him at 575. Joey down at the bottom bringing up the rear at 130. And Rich just above him at 220.
Clean flop. Be good.
Have to cold. Cold. Off.
No, just that's it. I'm sending it for
Justin, try to call if you'd like.
Just send it for just 300.
Try to call. Tag. Call. 15.
Is that cool?
Robert.
D with an ace jack of diamonds. He's got the big hand until Rainbolt's cards come up, who has pocket queens, and he's going to just flat call the $45.
Hell yeah. Up 4-0. 4-0.
And just like that, our feed goes to crap.
160. Hold.
That may not be a bad bet on Alabama.
160 from the
It might not even get picked.
Much is it?
14 plus 1400.
160. Hold.
You know what I'm saying? That's the, think about it.
They're not even gonna make the
And
flop.
Can we
fold.
see a flop?
How do you know?
Yeah.
Just the
I
flop.
mean, I don't know. I guess I don't. I guess they wouldn't put them out there.
Oh, I had that one beat.
Queen queen.
Times two.
This one? I think I 4-bet.
I got 300 bucks.
You should have smoothed.
You got 3 behind. Hey kids, can I get 300 please?
I know it's small.
I don't know if you heard me.
What are we doing?
I can't hear.
No, I can make some. I can make some.
300 bucks.
I got $10 straddle on Robert. 300 is gonna add
Seven.
on to yeah. Sorry, I didn't know if you heard me or not, because I can't hear shit in this fucking headset. 10 o'clock, negative. I already said I can't hear shit in this
BRB
headset.
could be a.
Look at that. I'm paying time. No
Oh,
hand.
I don't see you right
Missed
anywhere.
deal.
No.
I'll give you this one. For
Call, fold. 10. Yeah.
You give me $5 and give me that one. And everyone else gives me 5 and then everyone folds.
Call.
And we do have Bluff Titty coming back to the table.
Call.
VPIP the Queen 8 of clubs. Queen 8 offsuit, excuse me. Queen of spades 8 of clubs. Robert with a Queen 4. And we're going to have a King Jack 5, 2 diamonds.
Check. Check. Yep, it's 20.
McLovin making the bet $20 after the turn with a pair of jacks.
See one call.
He is in the lead, except, well, D's cards are in, so now he's folded. McLovin leading the way.
That'd be a bad card. Jim right there, you want call? I need the 4. That is the
I was
shoot.
gonna say something.
You need the 4? I thought it was a 4. Actually, 4.
That ace deuce, ace
And the
deuce,
damn straddle.
ace deuce suited, and I was like, oh shit, give me that gutter. Call 20 for a gutty, cause I'm getting paid. But I got paid. The 4 comes.
How much is that? 5 back to 15.
If I bet,
Yeah, like say the four.
Coming over the top.
Say the river was a 4.
jam. Quick.
McLovin picking up the $65 win there.
Yeah, so I know you snap call, cause I'm gonna just jam past like calling.
Now go. That's a blow.
D going to showdown. 57% of the hands that he's involved in.
That's got the win.
Justin down at the bottom, just 16% of the hands he's involved in. VPIP right in the middle at 44%.
25.
D with an ace queen of diamonds. Rainbolt with a king 8 of hearts. Let's see what he decides to do. He just makes, he folds. Rainbolt picks his spots. He likes to, he does not mind playing loose at times, but he sure does play tight at times as well. McLovin with the ace 10 making the call as well. Justin with the ace 9. We have an 8-6 jack, so right now no one helped with anything. D is going to lead out though, since he has the action to him. It's going to be $60. $60. The pot size now $135 after the bet.
I think he's got 10.
And D going to pick up the $50 win.
Crazy. I really do.
Thank you.
Do you see? I'm 3 for 3 on turns.
That's what I'm saying.
6 of spades. And
buttons again.
Yeah, buttons, yeah.
That's what I look.
Try to get a free card. It don't cost me money, then I gotta protect it. It's gonna cost me more money. Like $5.
20.
Ambidextrous.
Go.
Something like that.
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
20.
Don't they like hate people like that in the military?
Well,
Ambidextrous.
Well, the hell was that?
I don't. I'm trying to count. I don't know. What the hell was that?
We're going to get a raise here to $20 from Robert with a queen 10. Rich with pocket 7 is going to make that call as well as we come around the table. V-Pip as well. Queen King Jack. McLovin with a queen 8 of diamonds. And Justin going ahead and calling with an 8-6 for the fun of it. He does flop the pair with the straight draw. Rich as well flopping the straight draw with a pair of 7s. Justin and McLovin both with a pair of 8s. Of course, McLovin with the better pair of 8s. Rich Robert gonna bet the $75 with nothing really. He just has a couple of big cards. Gonna get folded around the table, but McLovin not gonna be scared away. He does have top pair with a pretty large kicker.
That's a picture.
Justin say. And a call.
Justin making the call as well. So the pair of 7s got out of the way, and it is going to be a 4 as well. So now Robert going to slow it down a little bit. His big giant bet after the flop not working.
Check. And check.
And a 3 on the river. It's no help for anybody. McLovin with a pair of 8s. He's going to be the winning hand if he can hold on here. Now I'm going to get a check from Robert. I can't imagine McLovin lets it go, and he does. Check around, and the queen's going to make the winning hand for McLovin. Robert probably a little frustrated, realizing he threw $75 away.
Thank you.
Thought I was good actually today.
So McLovin now leading the way at $7.50 in chips. He has come a long way since being down to $85 in chips. Done a great job building that stack back up. Robert right behind him at around $6.85. And he is on the button to start this hand. Around hand number 45, if I'm not mistaken. 48, excuse me. We have been flying like lightning. Rainbolt with an ace-8 of clubs here. Let's see what he decides to do. D going to go away. Rainbolt actually making a call here for $20, raising it to $20, excuse me. Raising to 15. But Pocket Kings with Brian. Bluff Titty's going to make the call with Pocket Kings. V-Pip. And now Joey making the flat call with Pocket 9. So nobody willing to 3-bet their hand here. And Justin making the call as well as McLovin. It is a Queen 5. So McLovin with a pair of 5s. But he is going to stay behind in this hand unless no matter what happens. The only way is for him to catch runner 5. Or excuse me, a 5. Another 5 brings it in for McLovin, but it's going to be a 6, so no help. Straight draw here for no one. Clubs for Rainbolt. He does pick up the club draw, although he does not want to see the king and clubs come up. That would be an extremely gross hand. Going to get a bet of $30 from Brian. McLovin making the call for some strange reason. Justin folding. And Robert folding as well. Or Robert making the call with the queen. So Robert with the trip queens. Excuse me, I did not see those cards in there. And it is a 7. So Robert with trip queens going to win this hand. That is my fault. I did not see Robert's queen from the get-go.
3 queens.
It would have been good. But I can't call. Even 20.
So Robert with the $165 pickup. He's going to move back into the lead over McLovin.
I thought my pair of 5s was good.
They're going to jockey for position the rest of the night, or how's that going to go?
High river.
Robert back in the chip lead is what, like I said, with 775. Joey bringing up the tail end at 110. V-Pip and Justin right there in the middle, 390 and 360 respectively.
I really wanted the board and pair before I did anything.
Yeah, I had an A, but I didn't want to have this.
I hit your
He
out.
hooks John hits.
Yeah, I know.
I want someone three bet in. One person.
Dude, you get snapped by that queen nine on.
Free?
You might.
Someone makes it like 40.
It was full.
And I'll make it 400.
On the
Dude, I three bet shoved one time based on he called me with queen nine. Pre. So he might call you with pre with queen nine.
That would be good.
Theory would only get you so far.
Call. Call.
Oppenheimer. You seen Oppenheimer? I hate that.
Did y'all get to the
Five
thing
players.
the
Killing the father?
No.
No, because fucking Gus saw
Oh, he got sick, didn't he?
I thought y'all were supposed to go see it
Yeah,
He got
again.
sick? No.
Yeah, Gus saw
Check.
the captain.
Check.
No, I know he saw it, but I said, but you said you were going anyway.
Well, I was gonna go the next day, then I got really busy. And then
I
we
think
were
Gus
sick.
got sick.
Oh, he's sick?
He got sick on that.
All he said is he's not gonna invite me to his wedding or something.
30.
He's not invited to his wedding? It's okay, he's not dating you,
And I was like, that's good. I don't even want to fucking go. And I
Aw.
slammed the door on him, and then I realized it wasn't. It was in my house.
And that was hallucinating.
Yeah.
Full one. And that's what I'm full.
You ever seen that PSA where it's like a guy?
So Justin flopping the kings and eights.
Mannequin?
He's going to pick up the win there. Going to pick him up about $80 in profit. I want to remind you guys, we do have our Tuesday night $3,000 guarantee. 120 max buy-in, $45 min buy-in, $3,000 guarantee in the purse, and we usually always top that. So Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Doors open at 1 o'clock. Cash games typically kick off about 1:30 in the afternoon.
Today for like a handful of them. Nothing's come of them yet.
I haven't got the card above a 7 except for that hand. I had pocket 9, he's got pocket kings, and then top 3 kings.
Chop all that down. Full. Call. 10. 50. Full. Full. Full.
Rich and Rainbolt here playing with nines in their hands, but one just a little bit stiffer than the other with an ace versus a king. Raised to 50 from Brian. So raised to $50 from Brian.
Check.
It's going to be a 6-deuce-5 on the flop. So Brian and Justin here going at it with the 4. Brings in a straight draw for Justin. He can take a 3 or an 8 here for the straight. And it is a 10 of clubs, so no luck for Justin.
75.
Brian going to throw out $75. Justin here trying to decide whether he wants to throw away money or throw away cards.
See the
So
top.
he's throwing something away more than likely.
How much you got behind?
I have to. Can't look at it.
Robert, you know the score?
2-0, 1-0.
1-0.
What's the score? 1-0, 2-0?
1-0.
I think it's 1-0.
It's at least 1-0. They scored 1-0.
Robert still leading the way in chips. Joey bringing up the tail end at 110, while Brian at 405 and Justin right behind him at 395. Rainbolt sitting pretty good at 595 himself.
I had the ace of clubs.
McLovin at 705.
I wouldn't have folded. I had the ace of spades.
I had the ace of clubs. I'm like, maybe. They had a 7 with it, so I was like, oh shit.
I like call. Huh?
Round deep.
Normally on the stream we don't.
I did the Omaha.
And we don't play it.
I'm
So.
just bored.
Put on it.
15.
Who don't play Omaha?
Call.
Don't worry, I wouldn't do it. I just do it.
John now going to raise it up with an ace deuce offsuit with a to $15. Not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. Joey going to make the call, though, with a pair of sixes. D folding Rainbolt. Not sure what his cards are in his hand.
Under, I think.
Rainbolt with pocket aces here. Going to make the 3-bet. He's going to 3-bet it to $60, it looks like. And should get folds pretty quickly around the table. $65. John going to go away. And Joey with the pocket sixes. He's already in this, but could see him going ahead and going away. He could go ahead and make the all-in bet here as well. Looking down at his stack. He is low stack. He could just go ahead and take his shot right here. So let's see how that goes. And Joey going to go away. Joey not ready to throw the chips away yet. Not that he would have. He could have hit a 6 on the flop.
You think that Cowboys-Eagles game goes over?
Are you picking Cowboys to win?
I'm gonna have a better hand than yourself.
Yeah, I think Cowboys to win. I want Cowboys to win.
No, they're gonna win this year.
You think so? They won. What is it? We're like 72 to like 49 versus Eagles. I hope they beat the shit out of them.
They're gonna beat them.
Kinsey doing a great job in the box as always.
You were behind.
You didn't even see your hand.
Every other.
We also have our bankroll builder on the weekends. $500 max, or excuse me, $500 purse guarantee. $500 guarantee. $30 max buy-in, $20 min buy-in, $10 rebuys. Great for the beginner or great for someone who just wants to see if they can start from zero and build them a bankroll. Joey with the queen or jack 10 of hearts. Rainbolt with the king 9 of spades. Brian gonna fold for one of very few times, and Rich with his cards, we're not sure what he's got, making the call. So 4 hands to the flop, a 7, 8, and 2 diamonds on the flop. So V-Pip flopping the straight flush draw. Joey with the straight as well, the straight draw as well.
Changes the world.
Rainbolt really with nothing, so V-Pip making the bet of $25. Could pick this hand up pretty easily depending on what Rich has in his hand. Rainbolt making a... I was going to say, it would have been a surprising call if he would have made it. And Rich going to go away as well. So, John putting out one of those Justin bets. Just in case it hits, he's going to bet it after the flop.
On the what?
When he earlier, he's saying, wouldn't you beat for your aces to get cracked by king jack offsuit or whatever? Which is, I mean, the only time
Like
I
that?
had was that first game when he min clicked it.
So,
And then he said he didn't. Then he said he didn't have aces. So now
No, that's how it's supposed to go. So
Dude, listen, one of us is gonna stack each other. I got a good feeling about it.
$10 trial. Brian.
personally, I hope that it's me stacking.
That getting stacked, I agree.
Got a $10 straddle here from
Down 1,600.
Bluff Titty.
Damn, Cal.
some of this thing.
Damn, you've been dealing all of them.
Have you?
Kinsey,
I did not deal you today.
Kinsey blew 1,600 out of my bankroll on
During the
purpose.
goddamn fucking day shifts, no one told you to
is that?
play
I was
those
like,
silly ass
8-6 a club for Rich, and he's going to fold it. V-Pip with the 3-4 making the call. John not afraid to play any 2 cards for any amount of money, just about. At least within reason on the bet. Excuse me.
Super Dave, the worst bad beat I've probably ever taken was from Super Dave.
You're not the only person.
So Brian's cards that he
Yeah, I'm
initially had, he raises to 30, or makes the call to 35 from Justin, who raises to 45. Ace Jack versus Jack 8.
one hard on the flop. He had 8 high, and I
Why you gotta
jammed.
call 7-8 right now?
Huh? Oh. Well, Super Dave had it.
A completely different hand.
Yeah, I ripped the flop and he
So
called
pair of
the
eights.
runner to flush.
9, not a card that Brian wants to see. Now the spade comes into play, and Justin now with the flush draw as well.
His truck just broke my code.
What? That's 55.
Why'd you pick his truck?
That call.
No, I didn't pick it.
And it is a Jack on the river. So a Jack now. Justin looking at not a very good card for him. Brian going to have 2 pair. They do check it around, so...
Nice hand, sir. Spade would have been good. Ace would have been good. Jack would have been bad. I'd have felt comfortable there.
I wanted to bet, but I was like, if you have like ace 9 of spades, I'm so fucked.
It's still 1-0.
yeah. I'm saying I can't call nothing either.
Say it again. Kevin Charlotte said.
JT is gonna do it, I guess, and he'll do a much better job at,
I mean, yeah, but it's
the
not.
whole
It's not.
shebang.
That's not
I know
the
that's not the
point.
point. I'm pretty sure she's
And
pretty
it was
sad.
super cute.
I probably have to do it next month, the next year.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
fucking-
You sure you don't want this seat back, sir?
I would literally I would rather do that though than go live outside.
All in for 75. Because when you picture up his mood,
I've had this hand 3
just
times.
tell
I won't
him
let it
like,
in, so good luck.
say I'm sorry, I
You get
can't make
free
it.
money.
but
Would it be
you
heads
know,
up?
almost
It will be.
Just do it.
Let's go.
I don't know.
You gonna do it
It'll
once,
make her
twice? What you
happy.
gonna do?
Let's do the flop once
Tell
and
her
then
we
we'll
can
do
do
twice on the
5
turn.
minutes.
Good deal.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going twice.
One flop,
One flop, 2
two
turns
turns.
in
Cool.
reverse.
Got it, Carter?
This is
One
the
flop,
sickest
2 turns,
idea
2
ever.
rivers.
Well,
Someone's always
gotta
really
figure out
sad
the format
on
of
the
the
flop.
well, I mean, usually they're
Nah, it's good. One flop, two turns.
No, he has the format
just
on the
typing
tablet.
into the program.
So the pocket nines of Joey going up against the ace deuce of Justin.
He's got 4 out.
Raised to 70.
4 more out.
And we're going to get an ace 3-5. That's going to be a wheel draw. All in from Joey.
There you go. I didn't want that one. I was winning.
And a deuce on the river. So trip nines for Joey on that one.
Hit me with one.
And a 10 on the river. So both boards are going to go to Joey. He's going to pick up the $90 pot.
He has 9s, he's got 10s.
Huh?
5-0. I'm just a joke.
Thank you. I was like, did I miss one?
No, I actually 10s.
I knew
Ha ha ha.
The best, the funniest thing of all time is when Jeb Bush was running for president, and he like gave us like he said a joke, and he like told everyone like please clap. Like when no one laughed.
I wish it was crazy though.
That's what I was gonna vote for.
JT will do a way better job, and Brian already did the ballot thing, so it's probably what it was.
I know, but
JT will put some passion.
yeah, but Scott is not full. Scott is not clean. He does it better. Call full.
Yeah, I know.
You could have been
He talks to Carter like he
lip.
talks to Logan.
Call.
Weird.
Fold, fold.
What?
Fold, fold. Call.
Kevin's a yapper, dude.
What?
Show you the flop.
Bang.
Robert.
We need to get Kevin back on the commentary
See,
box.
that flop
I
would have
know.
been good.
That's for sure the most I've ever watched on one of those YouTube.
I know. I went
Not
back.
even close.
Ten.
I went back and
Is
watched
it
it
10?
again just to listen
Right?
to Kevin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I watched by far
Sorry
the
about
most.
that.
That's gotta have the most.
Heads up.
So we had Kevin commentate one. By far the most I've ever watched.
It was
Check.
entertaining even whenever there was nothing going on.
It was funny as fuck. Even with the echo going
Check.
on, I'd still rather watch that
I know
stream.
the little echo.
15.
There goes Rainbow raising it up with King 9.
Good luck.
He owes me $10 from last week. Still haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Shit was
Kevin
dying.
I think I'm the
boringest person.
Shut up.
You know your gangster.
Call.
Three jacks with a 5.
Shoot, Jack.
The fucking when I folded the ace jack, Kevin, someone in the chat, Kevin, when I folded the ace jack to Ursula when she ripped it.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah, some guy in the chat was like, yeah, Nip folded. He's like, yeah. He's like, well, that's a by the books fold. And then like 5 seconds later, like, let's not beat her on the bush. That's not a fold I'm gonna make.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah, that
what
was-
the fuck?
that was rude.
When I went back and watched it and I saw she had ace 5, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that was a crazy.
She got you off a hand?
Yeah, big hand. 4 ways though in a 3-bet pot, and she ripped into the initial 3-better. I flop top check and she opened the hand at 5.
Say that again.
Call, call.
It was like a suicidal bluff, but it was a good move. Because Brennan still, when he's a 3-better, he still could have all the
Dude,
overs.
let's just say she knew who she was shoving into.
Dude, she was shoving into Brennan though too.
Yeah.
If he has ace jack, he's
Call.
never folding, and he still has overpairs and stuff
I'll
as
be
the
honest with
3-better.
you.
30.
99% of Lubbock has ace shoes.
Cool.
They're calling, yeah, I know.
But
I
hey,
thought about
but
calling.
hey, but what is
Fold.
your?
What did you have?
Ace 5, she had second pair. I had ace
Play
jack,
for it,
top pair.
I don't know. I
But
mean,
it's just she was talking about how she didn't want to call pre-flop, but she felt like she was priced in. So I
look,
felt like it might have been 4s or 5s, especially when she open ripped it.
Well, like,
It was a good move. It was
Have
a
the
good
raise to $30 here from Justin with pocket kings. Robert,
Yeah, then I lose.
he'd already called the 25, so.
I felt there were 2 diamonds too.
And a king on the flop, so Justin flopping trips right off the bat.
Has like 40% equity, and best case scenario it'd be like I don't even know queen jack, but I don't think she would shove queen jack into 4 people. So I thought it was either set or diamonds, and either way, like she's got a lot of equity. I did not think it was ace 5. Like I said, it was a suicidal bluff. It was a gangster. It was a good move because it worked obviously. I couldn't believe it when I went back and watched it. I was like, holy fuck! I got fucking.
Yeah, I was just like kind of talking about like.
I wasn't gonna lead out, but then I'm like,
No, you better lead out.
Dude, Greg
yeah, I was
scared
like,
the shit out of me.
I don't know if I lead
Greg
out.
like came back there one time.
But if I
And he was just
check,
talking.
I don't know. Like,
I think it was good because I don't know. I turned the world.
but then if I lead out, no one calls. So I'm like,
If we could put Greg on the live stream, that would be hilarious.
Like, commentating?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Hater Greg?
funny.
We will get canceled, but
I know
Yeah,
it's
we
me.
for sure.
Well, like,
Put,
what is
$10 straddle from D.
Yeah, he came back there for like
No,
a few minutes.
put
and
Greg on the fucking
I
stream when Jenny's
I
on the
really,
goddamn.
I tried to.
It's in the call. That shit
Dude,
would be
fucking
so
phones
fucking
in her
funny.
hand, what the fuck? What a
Well,
dumbass.
Send a call.
But when he talks,
Just, we just need to chime in a little bit. Greg.
Joey looking down at pocket nines again. It's a second, or that's at least twice, maybe 3 times he's had him. He just makes the call. McLovin folding while Justin makes the call, and Robert with a 9-5 making a call.
Four player.
I understand your feeling, but you just said call. You can pot it, you can jam it.
I thought I heard that the dealer,
Was he the
dealer
one that-
made a mistake.
Dealer made a
Check.
mistake.
Oh, that was against him.
Check.
Whenever I go back and watch it, like
You didn't.
Was
have to
Dang
give it
there
up, though,
too?
did you?
I'd call the call.
Check.
He said call. It's a difference.
Check.
We just,
Oh yeah. I'm on here.
we all thought it was
It was just a weird situation.
bad situation for him, bad situation for me.
Check.
So Joey's pocket nine's going to hold up here if someone doesn't bet him out of it. Robert likely though to make a stab at it if Justin doesn't. And Robert does check.
More of them?
Yeah, if I'm gonna win, I'm
Very
gonna
warm.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how nobody said anything about it so far. He just like showed up and then everyone was like, yeah.
We should
just
just
hide
do
it.
it.
He looks healthy.
It's very
You guys
comfortable.
can just put me on that hand if I call.
But I'm Jewish, so like, if I want, I can take it off and just have the, whatever these are called.
Are you really Jewish? Yeah, I was like,
I'm like more German than Jewish.
I don't know,
right?
when you sat down, I was like, he looks like Murdoch from 18.
Hey, how was the
I thought you
wedding?
were, you kind of
Awesome.
you look like a South Park character, how they always wear the blue.
Well, they're
Wedding was
just
good.
3 outs away. 3 outs away from their first World Series title. 11, 12 years after
Food was terrible.
they get
Beach was awesome.
could get redemption. 12 years after the infamous 1 strike away game.
The Jamaican food, like, off of the resort, is actually not
How great would it be?
Like they had some.
McLovin with the Jack 8 offsuit. Robert with a 9 deuce suited making the call. Here we are, 4 ways to a flop with a 10, 5, 6, 3 spades on the flop. So no help for anybody at all, but who's willing to make a stab at it? 7 of spades on the turn. I do believe this one's going to end up getting checked around if I was guessing. If you're going to take a stab at it, you're going to do it in the middle. You're not going to do it at the end there. And with the other 10 on the river, you're going to get a $5 bet from McLovin, who's going to get folds from everybody. So he took a stab on the river and came away with a $45 pot. Or a $65 pot, a $45 win. All right. 770 for McLovin. He has pushed his way on up the leaderboard. Robert coming down just a bit. He's at 660. Joey's still bringing up the tail at 165. Just enjoying himself. And V-Pip watching something on his phone. Kind of disinterested in the game, it looks like.
hit somebody with a mirror. The guy just kept going.
Dude,
It's like
Because we
parkour.
got
those buses, dude.
one of
Marley
those
had great
bridges that
marketing.
you had to wait, the first one there gets to go across.
Yeah.
Well, we did that, and like there was
15 from Brad.
Did you stop at a little stand right outside?
no,
of
we
town?
didn't stop. I told them.
We stopped, and I'm like, dude,
Fold.
I want to tell you,
Call.
it's,
Fold.
and a lot of people have like a
Call.
bunch of cash on them, right? Like,
Right. And like on the way
we
back.
had like 10K just because someone gets hurt, you need something, like.
Well, what we did on the way back is we took the.
Four players.
There's a little airport right there. You take the airport. It's like $100 and you can fly. It takes
Yeah,
12 minutes or some shit.
For what?
To fly from the grill to Montego Bay.
Where'd y'all stay at the grill?
Jamaica. That was
Sands?
no, it was.
I know about that.
We went to the only one that was
20.
kid friendly. I'm like, who the fuck does Jamaica kid friendly?
All in.
Like,
160 and then fold. And fold.
I didn't have mine.
My grandma had like a medical emergency on the flight to Jamaica.
Damn, I knew you were there.
And we still didn't go to the hospital.
I would have called.
We did have ace jack ace too.
Something good.
Overs to sevens.
Yeah.
the food sucks,
I
guys.
was like,
8-9's the same
like,
shit.
I was like, I'm not raising right
Some
here.
of the places
Oh, the land is very
D9 has
beautiful.
more
Did
equity.
you do that thing where like you go to
So you stayed at
brackish water?
you stayed at Sandals.
Sandals,
So
yeah.
did they tell you when you got there don't leave the resort?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they want to keep you on the resort, and I'm like, fuck.
Well,
that.
no,
It's pretty
no,
safety, bro.
no, it's not that. Like, so we had. So
We
on-
left.
Bases loaded.
I went to a
So-
bar
Bases
downtown,
loaded, one
like
out.
2 hours back to the.
He's like, I'm from West Texas, motherfucker. Shut up.
They don't rob me.
Dude, I don't know.
So I found I walked out there.
He's got a different Jamaican than me. He's like, I kidnapped me smoking weed under a tree.
Well, we got off a
Bases
cruise
loaded,
ship. That's
one
what
out.
happened, bro.
Y'all know,
You got kidnapped?
y'all know what we.
Joey with a queen jack offsuit and Rich with a 6-4 suited.
Montego Bay has the best clubs on Saturday.
See how this comes around the table. Big Lovin with a 6 deuce of spades gonna
But I like.
make the call.
Yeah. So I tell this guy that is a local. I walk out. Hey, you're gonna take me over here. I'm gonna give this guy $300 cash. When you bring me back tonight.
So we have got 8 players to a flop so far here, and we are going to get a check. So
Until 5 in the morning, he brought me right back. For the 300. Because I was like, man, there's no other. What are we gonna give you?
Well, they told us. So we had like there was a little shop standing right outside.
so Rich flopping the straight draw,
Don't go over there.
open-ended straight draw. Justin,
Get to the little airport.
Robert, no one else picking up anything really.
I didn't go to the cliff diving.
McLovin with a pair of 2s, of course.
I wanted to, but
All it is
Jack of diamonds on the turn, so that helps Justin as he picks up the flush draw, and Robert with the pair of jacks.
Oh, you didn't get any?
no, you base loaded one out. Did they get
No, it's still loaded, 2 outs.
damn. I don't know what I want to come out.
Check. 25. Call.
What's up, girl?
You get them 7 9s again?
you'd have found out before now.
I mean, I just don't. There's too many people. I fold.
The basic.
Top 2 pair.
Jack 9.
Yeah. I need a diamond. Who else needed a diamond? Nobody? Fucking sure. Nobody has a fucking diamond you can put a diamond? Sorry. I didn't mean to curse at you like that.
We're all the freaking diamonds, guys.
Don't diamond out there. Let me get in on it.
I had a fucking. I could make a flush, but I was like, this is a fucking trap. I would flop top pair 2 and had it.
Come on, Texas.
Just lose $25 like a fucking goofball.
Ooh. 2 and 2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Come on.
Ah, dang, Justin. What a trap.
Well, we've got a poker game going on, but we have got 1 strike away for the Rangers for their first World Series. We've been here before. And there it is. Strike 3, and the Rangers win the World Series.
Imagine if the back.
The Rangers win their first World Series. Bruce Bochy has World Series title number 4.
All the way around the bases.
Let's see.
No.
And the Rangers celebrate on the
I agree.
field of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You'd have to get from basic.
Wow, what a game. A raise to $45 from Brian.
Obviously longer than that,
Yeah.
Going to get a call from Robert.
What was his name? The guy that's a cool, like, yelly,
The Texas Rangers winning it all. Aces now for Bluff City. That's going to get checked around. Brian going to make a bet here at some point. And go check. Brian going to make the bet.
Can I get mine back?
Just kidding. Alright, hey Carter. Joe's a button and then.
John left?
How much do you have in chips?
Did he leave, or he just, sorry,
$3.95, Carter. Yeah.
Mr. Carter.
Sword. Put him in. Yeah, put him in as SORF. Carter.
Oh, he's
And
still
I'm
over.
being mad that Carter didn't give me those goddamn fucking corn nuggets.
Corn nuggets.
20 to call. Fold.
Kid didn't get his nuggets. Is that a straddle?
Fold. No, dude. No.
Yes.
Oh,
The,
Is it a straddle you'd call? But
20.
it is not?
He raised a 20. Justin did.
what?
Call
I know.
20.
I know.
Call 20. There you go.
Who are you talking to?
Carter. Check. Call. Or sorry, 20. Fold.
He calls the check.
And a call. For another call. Heads up. Make sleeve
I check.
Check.
Make sure.
50.
Yeah.
And
River.
fold.
Don't be a 10, bro.
Don't be a jack.
Don't be a 7
7
of
of
hearts.
hearts.
Okay. You let me see that river get the first set.
Thank you.
Justin with the aces and tens going to pick up a $65 pot here at $65 profit.
Did you have two quick? I wanted to just take it down right there. I didn't want no action.
And the call.
Didn't want no action, guys.
10 to call.
But it's not even on us.
That's why I know. 10 to call over here. That's why I kept pushing your shit back.
Dealer change, please.
Coming.
You got 20 minutes.
35. Huh?
What?
Fold from Joe.
What the fuck?
25?
35.
25? I'll call one time.
Bottom of me.
Call. Fold.
Orf now in the game, and he's going to pick up pocket queens early on and raise it to 35. Get a call from Justin with an 8-7 and a call from Bluff Titty with cards we don't know yet.
40. Fold.
Yeah, bro. What?
And a fold.
Yeah. Did you send another one?
Thank you.
I put one out. Oh, it's 3 out.
It's okay. We'll take 3 out.
Still one.
Oh, I think it's a ball movie though.
They just out? They just had
No,
this
because
one out and then they got one of those. That's good.
Oh, wow. Y'all on break?
Hi, call.
Like a roller coaster.
Call. Fold. Fold.
Huh?
45 from Brian. Fold. Fold.
Mac was.
It's Grace now.
Braces.
Call.
How much is it?
20 more. 25.
25 straight?
Mhm.
Do what, honey? I'm sorry.
Hold on. 50.
Alright. Love you.
15. Call. And fold. Heads up. 15. And call. 15.
they didn't score, right?
No, it's just first days.
And call.
Pair of queens. My
King
last
ain't
favorite
good?
hand.
Very queen. Shows you 10.
Hold it, 10. And a jack.
Yeah, wrong.
10 jack.
Yeah. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then they have some on the weekends.
Robert now leading the way in chips again with 855. McLovin behind him at 720. Rich now bringing up the tail end at 160 in chips.
you could do that again.
No. Try to call.
Sucker was breakdancing on
Call.
there.
Call. 20. Hold. Call. Hold. 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 70. Call. Now call. 3 flash. Check. 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 75. Call. And call. 85.
You said when it's good?
All in.
Going good? Alright, good. Like it in this high school?
Call.
That's the easiest time of your life, bro. All you gotta do is show up.
So Orf all in with the queens. He's going to have 325 in front of him. Queens with a 10. Brian, there's really no way he can make this call here. He was hoping to pick up the flush and maybe win. But a little bit of grandstanding here, I think, at this point for Brian. I don't see how he makes this call, even though he only has 95 more.
Oh, you're a sophomore already. Yeah. Hey. It all goes. You failed?
Yeah, see?
I'm about to go back and watch it.
That's how we get our views up.
That's what.
Joey just tripped dicks. Man, no one's watching these streams. What can we do? Joey, stick your leg out.
That's so mean. Poor Gray's dog.
No one's doing it for you.
And a fold here from Brian, which is pretty much expected.
I would never.
Pretty good sized pot pickup, though, for Orf.
You know what would spice this game up? Like, I need to get this game out of the mud, and instead of like raising or like
Literally commentating.
jamming crazy hands, he'd just go, I'm gonna start tripping people.
It'd be fun. It would really spice it up when someone beats my ass.
Yeah, that would be good for the viewer experience. I would watch.
Or at least break my hand.
We fake it.
I don't know.
Just let me just slap you hard.
I feel like faking it though.
It won't feel like faking it, but it'll be fake. Like we'll go get a beer after.
Is that what you're doing?
It's gonna be a fake story and a real slap.
Then they're like, it went viral. See?
I call him. That was cool earlier. Hold.
No, it evaporated.
No, call.
See how bright the lights are?
Hold. What the fuck? Hold. Motherfucker's drinking my drink.
No.
Hold.
The fluorescent light evaporated the drink.
15. Fold.
Science.
Oh, is that 3 outs?
Nobody's called yet. No, not Tracy. He's
Brian's
18.
gonna chip.
One of the first two.
Fold.
God.
And call. Heads up.
A queen 8 of clubs versus ace 5 and a queen 5 on the flop.
All in.
So pair of queens for Brian. He's going to move all in with the rest of his chips. Looks like it's going to be $70 bet. Justin with the pair of 5s, though, probably does not make this call.
Fold.
I hit a pair, but he's hit a lot of people with bad hands. Queen down, like, I should be good, man.
6.
Well, what a night it is if you're a baseball fan, that's for sure. Congratulations, Texas Rangers. Congratulations, Josh Young, former Texas Tech Red Raider, third baseman for the Texas Rangers, and possible Rookie of the Year. D with the ace-queen offsuit. Rainbolt with a 7-deuce offsuit going to go away pretty easily here. And Justin makes the fold as a raise from D comes in.
Don't spend it all in one spot, dude.
So Orf now coming in here early on, taking the lead back in chips. He's at 8:45 with Big Lovin at 7:20. Robert right behind him at 7:10. Looking around the table, like I said, we got mostly familiar faces. Got a few new faces to the live stream. Rich in the 2 seed. Haven't seen him play the live stream before that I know of. Justin plays as a regular player here, but hasn't played the live stream. Orf has been in a time or two, but not a regular. And we're going to get 4 ways to a flop. Robert with a jack 6 makes the raise. And it's going to be an ace deuce king. So queen jack for Joey picks up the Broadway draw. No real help for anyone else. Going to be a 4 of diamonds on the turn. A 4 of diamonds on the turn. So a pair now for Bluff Titty. He's going to have a pair of 4s. And if it checks around to him, I can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine. It's going to be a queen of diamonds on the river. So the queen gives Joey the winning hand. Now, matter is whether or not he sees those cards come to fruition. We'll find out. Because he will probably check it. He does check it. Robert as well Robert's going to go ahead and take a stab at it for $60 into a $145 pot. Excuse me, 75. And it's going to be folded around to Robert. He's going to pick that up with a bet. Good bet there for Robert. Good timing.
I put that in there. You bet 400. I'm calling you. I got the nuts straight.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Because I had one of the outs on the next straight.
Yeah, just came to extra sass and get some cobwebs on.
All right. We got Orf looking down at a 5-3 under the gun. Going to go away. King 9 of diamonds. Joey folds.
Two on the way out.
They're in Arizona.
I don't know, they just got 2 of them.
They're on break right now.
A 3-bet from Rainbolt with an ace queen. And he's going to get a call from Pocket Jacks.
Gross.
Steve, did you like all? Yeah.
I need it.
I figured when you were late that
Just came and donated a bunch.
120 more?
Oh, yes. Come on around, baby. Come on around.
2 times.
It's rolled all the way to the wall.
Alright,
It's
no
gonna
way.
clear the
Twice.
I'm good.
Yeah.
4-0.
No, just 3. That guy's,
Oh,
Yeah,
they
they
got
clear.
that guy's fat.
Got it, Carter, for the first one.
Are you gonna slow roll by aces?
No,
No, he won't forward.
your queen's good.
He's a good man. Let's put a 10 out there with him.
I got queen.
Queens to go.
Oh, the 10 for Jack.
Wow.
I said, I mean,
Yeah, after I put the 50, I couldn't fold for 120.
Sometimes.
So much.
but that's what I wanted to call from ace, queen, ace.
Yeah.
Should just said one
Thank you.
board, 2.
You did exactly. Yeah, you did exactly what you're
Logan's
supposed to.
Ryan is me. Or Rich is me. Justin, are you coming back? Okay. I don't know how much he's getting.
What? That's poker, dude.
Huh?
Brutal game.
You said what?
Yeah, so I was saying that's like he did exactly what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? You get scooped.
Yeah, the hand was 35% screw.
And they got a guy on the ticket.
What?
So they hit a base hit and it the center field or
I got a
just
shout out
rolled
from
all the way
Ryan.
to the wall. Like it rolled under his glove all the way to the wall.
He's fired. It might just enter that.
That's
You should have
funny.
grabbed him immediately.
I would call Tinto.
Yeah, if they lose this game, they're going to be pissed at him.
Well, they're gonna lose the game.
Yeah.
Major too. It's like the 8th inning.
Why would you say
Tentacle,
that?
5 more.
Bang!
Oh, 20.
He's gonna wager.
Fold, call. Fold, fold.
But they were gonna score at least 1 run anyway, and they only scored 2. So
How'd that guy from one first not make it? That was so
I
low.
don't know.
He must have ran
Must
back.
be me running.
Call. Call it for 70.
All right. Well, looks like Justin and Brian have both taken their lead from the table. McLovin with an ace-8 of hearts here. That was a tough hand there. That bet from Brian there, a little bit surprising with the 4-card straight on the board. Just bad timing on the bluff, but that's what happens sometimes in order for picking up that win. Robert with an ace-jack of spades now.
So, 45.
He's going to raise it up to $45. D folds. Rainbow going to fold as well. Joey with the ace-queen offsuit, and McLovin with the ace-8 suited. So let's see what Joey decides to do. He's going to go away. He's going to fold his ace-queen. He is folding a hand that's better than Robert. Wow.
That's a 2-run run. Who called? Me.
And it is a 10-5 deuce. So no help. Robert going to check it off to McLovin. McLovin going to check back. No heart on the heart on the turn, but it doesn't help out. Going to get a bet of $25 here from Robert. And McLovin going to go ahead and probably make that call as well. It is a 4, so no help from McLovin. It's going to go check, check. Ace high is going to win for Robert because he has the jack kicker.
Suited aces are beating my ass today.
Give me some jacks again.
How much have you got? Three card? Justin got 300.
Hey guys, I'll lose on jacks.
Thank you.
Orf now leading the way in a big way at 950 in chips. He has sat down and had just a good run since he sat down. Robert at 895. He's going to be picking up the second place so far in chips here. And we're moving on down the road to the next hand. Hand number 72 now. They've been kind of flying for the last little bit.
I don't like it. It's just like, that's not the way the hand's supposed to play out equity-wise.
Rainbolt with a 7-6 of clubs. And McLovin with a 9, ace-9. So ace clubs, queen of clubs. So 2 clubs on the flop, but it's going to be the ace of clubs. So that's going to be the thing that keeps McLovin hung. And the clubs are going to keep Rainbolt hung. And a 9 on the turn now. So McLovin with 2 pair, aces and 9s. Hoping that club does not come. Rainbolt, however, really wanting that club. And it is a club. So it's a club on the river. McLovin with the 2 pair. Now Rainbolt here. What does he do? It's going to be a check from Rainbolt. $10 bet for McLovin. And a raise. McLovin's going to fold.
Yeah, ha.
You're fucking dead, bro.
McLovin with the $10 bet, knowing that he's betting to just try to find out if that flush is there, and quickly found out his 2 pair was no longer good.
We even talked about this.
I didn't even put you on a flush though. See, I wasn't even worried about it.
Not?
No, I knew that. I knew
Finally,
that flush.
finally.
Can't say what.
Wasn't enough flush, but we got there.
Finally, you beat
I
me.
don't know, bud.
Huzzah.
All in would have got snap called.
Yeah, I should have just
Paid.
fucking ripped it.
You could bet whatever I was gonna call.
Paid.
Alright, well.
All in would have got snap called and paid.
Like literally, you could bet anything.
I don't know. He only bet 10. It kind of looked like he was trying to give me a fucking raise so he could call it his ace.
But you saw it through though. You raised.
I couldn't not raise.
All in.
If you jammed, I might.
120 and in.
Open jail. This is my last time.
No, if you 3-bet jam.
So pocket aces from Joey. He's going to move all in for 120. He's not going to get a call anywhere, I don't think. Justin could be the only one to make the call. Justin does sit back down at the table.
You want to flop and run it out, or you
Whatever you want to do. Oh, yeah, I'm
one
crushed.
flop and then 2 turns?
Looks like they're going to run it twice here. Justin making the call.
It didn't work out for me, so maybe this will.
Let me know when to do it.
Well, I mean, if we go
Good luck, Owen.
2 full boards, you get
Card.
3 more cards.
That's cool. No, it's. Anybody fold an ace?
Not do it.
good.
The Rangers
I
bumping.
don't need any of my cards to come. I just need yours not to.
They coming.
Get the hearts too.
Oh, you got the hearts locked up. I need a run living. Queen.
Queens and 5s be aces, guys.
Thank you.
That's some madness.
Orf still leading the way in chips at 950. Justin now bringing up the tail end at 180. McLovin right in the middle at 545. He's still done pretty well considering where he was at. Joey looking like he's going to go ahead and leave the table. He's cashing out. So we're going to be down to about 5 players, it looks like. 6, excuse me. 6 players with another hour and a half to go, it looks like. Hour and a half to go here on the live stream. So, great job by Kinsey here in the box. She's done a great job all night long. D going to go ahead and throw away his cards. Rainbolt with the Jack 6. Offsuit, no good. And Orf to making the flat call with a 10-9 suited. Justin getting into call mode here where he's just about calling everything pre-flop. Seeing if he can catch a flop. And an ace queen deuce he does not hear. Robert picking up the pair of aces. Orf with a 10-9 of clubs. Robert making the huge bet. Always trying to pick up a small pot when he hits any part of the hand. Can't blame him. I mean, it works.
Ace queen 3-3 like and then
There was definitely a 9.
it might have been a 9 then it was ace queen 9 3-3 then probably. I could be tripping. I'm pretty sure the board pairs up.
Don't forget about our Tuesday night $3,000 guarantee, 7 p.m.
Break time, are you done? Break time, are you done? Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for all your cards you gave us.
Thank you for always hitting the line against me.
Thanks for giving me ace jack suited.
She always gives Gus.
So Joey going to take the seat now here in the
She deals
box. He's going to take over.
She deals the worst coolers so far.
I'd rather have just bad cards.
Kinsey, who usually takes the entire night, going to go ahead and head out.
I've had a lot of suited aces today and just not been able to make anything with them.
4 clubs.
So 3 outs and
I
we're
need
done.
another.
Who wins?
That's what the other crew said too, one pitch.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, does he have my card? I don't have it.
That does say the,
Hey, Joey.
does that say the 9? Bottom of the 9?
Yeah, that's a 9.
I can't see that part.
That's over, baby.
I need another card.
You need another card?
Yeah. I'm probably full. The 4 was
So
mine.
this deal there, did it?
No, I gave him one off the top.
Oh,
The
I
4 was the
didn't
burn.
see.
I mean, it's probably getting folded anyways, but you never know. Okay, cool.
I didn't see.
I'm trying to get connected to
Sorry for
Chrome.
pulling up the game, folks.
There you go. Better?
You just never know.
Strike 3, there's 1 out.
So we got King Deuce and Queen 7 of diamonds right now. Rainbolt and Orf. Let's see if they get tangled up here with the flushes.
2 more.
What game are they in?
They win this and it's over.
And then the Ace Queen of Hearts and the King 7 of Hearts. So diamonds and hearts could be. And of course, no red cards hardly at all. Or none on the flop. Pair of 10s for McLovin. He's got the Ace 10. He's going to bet it up. Orf with a Queen 7 and Robert with a King 7. Both with second pair. Justin making the call for some reason. And then Robert making the call as well with a pair of 7s. Orf going to go ahead and make that call as well. And an ace of diamonds. So now McLovin
2 outs.
with 2 pair. Justin picking up the pair. He's going to be behind though. And he's going to go ahead and move all in. $80 bet from McLovin, all in for 90 for 90 for Justin. And Robert's going to go away, and so is Orf. And we're going to be heads up. They're going to run this probably more than once. Oh, and a queen on the river going to give it to Justin. A 2 on the river. So Justin going to end up with a split here. A chop pot. He's going to actually lose $1 to McLovin, but wow, what an amazing river on that top board. He is
Wait till the
dead to a queen, and he certainly hits it.
Chopped to the best hand like 4 times.
It happens.
Come
That's
on,
not the
baby.
best hand.
Who strikes?
Yeah, it was on the flop.
Oh,
And turn.
you go in and pre-flop there?
Snap.
Ace queen suited should
One strike, guys, it's over.
Was it suited?
Yeah,
suited.
before the flop, you're 80-20.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't raise pre-flop.
One more strike.
I probably.
He picks the whole
It's a good
game.
turn card though.
No, he didn't pitch the whole game.
Most of the time.
Calls. That's some extra before.
We'll need some action.
Now you're raising with it. What the hell?
What is it?
25.
Call.
Call.
Come on, guys,
Yeah,
one strike.
You said, are we chopping? I was like, I don't know. I don't know you're chopping.
I thought you had like ace, jack,
I laid out
ace.
the hand.
Come on, guys, one strike, baby.
4 players.
Whoop, there's the game. That's it.
Really?
Yep. Texas wins the World Series.
McLovin flopping 2 pair with a 7-6 in his hand into this $105 pot. So we're going to see some action here, that's for sure. Robert with an ace 10, queen 8. Check around on the flop. 4 on the turn, no help. So McLovin going to bet it up here. Probably going to get folded around too pretty quickly.
Pre-flop on jail, man.
Listen, don't read into it. Don't read into it. You're
trapped me.
folding. You're folding.
Yeah, I'm folding. I was gonna get there, man.
And he does pick up the pot right away.
I should just jammed. I love the hand I had. Just jammed it.
No, you were
Well,
not.
we finally got a World
That's okay.
Series.
Jack
winner.
10 suited.
Oh, that. Oh, no, I was talking about later.
Pre-flop.
I snapped.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm in kind of a loose call anyways. Nice turn next.
Finally got
Jack
a World
10 suited.
Series
should
under
be
us.
Again. I wanted to call.
We needed one.
Never had one.
In 2011,
11
one strike away.
Gambling's bad.
I wish it was the Dallas Cowboys.
They got
We,
5.
we went back to back
But they can't
seasons
win the World
and
Series.
lost.
I know.
Yeah, but the one was one
Because
strike
any of
away,
the
and the
sports
dude was
that's
heavily into it.
Straddle's on. Kevin Straddle for 10. 40 custom calls.
Why are the guys in the Arizona jerseys not happy?
Robert made a 40.
They played a great game. Why are they not smiling?
Played real good except for that one point. All 40s.
It's gonna be super weird.
Oh, I got it.
It's gonna be super weird to like a second or.
Everybody welcome Grace off of her
Rangers win.
30
Yeah.
second
It's gonna be weird to like a second or third string outfielder.
you're on
You
a
catch like
30-second delay.
one fucking fly ball the whole season, and then you have a world
because they
championship.
won it about 2 or 3 days ago.
All in.
He's all in.
I have to because look at the money on the table for no more money and have a good.
Justin moving all in with an ace 8. Orf with the ace jack. So wouldn't be surprised if he makes the fold. He's pretty tight player most of the time.
I just said you're on a delay.
Robert.
We get 2 or 3 callers.
Can't believe Robert makes this call here. I don't see any world where he makes it.
You're here. Make one pair. You're good.
130 more.
Oh, okay, well they won.
Of course, when Robert gets chips, he's also not afraid to play him with just about anything.
Call.
He does make the call with a queen 3 of hearts. And that could be the only reason Orf ends up making this call. And he does. So 3 ways to flop. Action left to be had by the 2 big stacks.
Check. Check. Check, check.
And a 5 on the river. Justin with the ace 8. He's going to end up losing this hand.
You got the big straight. Let's get an ace.
He does lose to the ace jack.
I folded 8-6.
Damn it. I think my luck's coming now.
Yeah, I'm good to the 5. Too.
6 comes were really good.
Orf still up at the head at 970 in chips. D bringing up the tail at 255 now. Robert in the middle at 710. Rainbolt making his way up there at 815 now in second in chips.
You gotta call pre-flop basics.
I called the 40. That's why.
That's why I jammed.
I know. That's why I'm like.
Because I had enough money to jam.
I mean, you should. I don't blame you for doing that. I'm just mad that you did it.
I have to do that. Like, that's the only way I can get paid on anything.
Don't need to go.
He's supposed to win it all, but I just got lucky.
20. 60 is the bill.
Horse pocket queen's standing up so far here. He makes the 120 bet to Robert.
Josh Young's rookie year they won.
Robert going to lay it down, I'm pretty sure. He's going to ask for a run out here.
Fuck up. Fuck up. Still my boy.
Orf now breaking the $1,000 mark. He's the first player tonight to break the $1,000 mark.
No good one. I had a whole hour and a half of that too.
What is that, 25?
Kevin made it 25.
How's it gonna go?
Four players. Robert check. Justin raises to 75. He did.
So 2 diamonds on the flop going to give Justin the flush draw. He's going to raise it up to 75 and pick up this pot.
I have no clue.
He's a sweet boy.
What's his last name? Rainbolt.
I thought I heard somebody call it.
Oscar Mayer.
Heck, I thought they called you Pruitt.
Oscar Mayer.
No,
Pruitt.
I don't know. His last name's
Our
Rainbolt.
golfing
Rainbolt.
buddy Michael Pruitt.
Yeah.
I played with him quite a bit. At Hill Race.
Cool. Did you scan your?
He's a,
Did you scan it?
you can beat him sometimes, but you can't beat him in a
State
real
calls,
tournament.
calls.
He has ice in his veins. His veins full of ice, guys. I'm telling you.
Everybody knows.
Spoon's game birthday. Check.
Do you check? Kevin checks. Do you check? Quarter. Robert bets quarter.
Jack on the flop will be giving Robert the lead here, and he's going to bet it up. D going to make the call. Not sure what he's got, but
Heads up action. Do you check? Robert check.
Robert, you bluffed me that one hand. Did you feel that?
not sure what D's got, but I'm sure he's either got a jack or and a 10 on the river. He could have a queen in his hand.
He said the guy to the left bluffed.
A jack from Robert. And D's going to pick up the pot with a fold from Robert.
Thank you.
Said you had sevens. Pair of sevens.
So we're down to 5 players. Orf at 990. D would lead, bringing up the tail end at 300, and Robert with 595 there in the middle.
Must be the other guy to the left. I ain't had no 7.
I'm starting to think he had six.
He had sevens. Pocket sevens.
Lock it in. I pocket seven once for sure.
Well, I knew you had the aces there. I should have folded. You're like, my last
Kevin raised.
hand.
Yeah, well, I mean,
We got
Call.
we will call it.
for sure.
15.
15. Heads up action.
You get to take that thing home. Yeah, it's 10:10 already. What time's the live stream in?
11:30.
I won't be here till 11:30, guys. Can you call more players? Call Rocky back.
20.
Rocky's your cousin. He's cooler than you, buddy. Your mid, he's awesome. y'all fishing lately, or you been fishing? Y'all ain't been fishing since that video? Right now's the best time to fish. Before it gets,
Hey, Justin.
huh?
Justin. It's 20 for
No, it's not really when it's cold.
We're gonna straddle them.
It's when it's cold and it's hot like that. The
Make sure
fish are
Crazy
crazy
in
right
your
now.
hand, D, okay?
Because they're scared that it's about to go winter.
Kevin's got 10 and Justin's at 20. Robert calls.
Yeah, I know. But at my lake, at least, or at the lake I go to, I don't own
D
a lake,
calls.
but
Steve calls. Kevin makes it 90.
Big hand possibility here with Orphan Ace Jack.
Kevin,
McLovin Ace King raised it up to $90. Justin with a King Queen makes the $70. Thinking about the $70 call. I'm going to get Robert and D going to get out of here more than likely. So we're going to end up probably two heads up or three-handed here. Justin not afraid to play typically, and wouldn't be surprised if he makes that $70 call here.
Justin's all in.
And he's going to go ahead and move all in. He's going to move all in for about $350. And going to get a call from McLovin for sure.
Kevin calls. Where are you gonna do? It's, hold on.
you tell me.
So we're going to end up heads up here. Ace King versus King Queen.
Probably crush. Should we go 2 boards? All the way through twice?
Whatever you wanna do.
Cool.
They
Two
wanna
boards?
go all the way twice.
You got a pair?
Two full. Two full boards.
Suited connected with big suit.
I don't know. You got aces?
No, you got aces.
I do not have aces.
You got a king? You're good there.
A 2, 3, 5, 6 right now. So no help.
Ace king?
Got a dead to a queen, and it's a straight on the board. Wow. So they're going to chop the pot
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
unless they ran it more than one time.
You didn't burn no diamonds there, so that's good.
The way it looks is that they probably ran it more than once.
Your ace is good there. Very good.
So McLovin going to get 2/3 of this pot.
Yeah, 'cause
I
y'all
get a
chop
clue.
the top, so.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is it 355?
Or 3/4 of this pot, I should say.
Half of that's 170.
How do we have that and then that?
175. So,
What I mean?
Yeah.
The king queen suits
just
at
let's keep,
once.
yep, keep
Yeah.
this. Keep it all that. Keep it half.
Hoping to get a few more people. Would we have lost? Anyone else stayed? Maybe we didn't want nobody.
I don't know what would
Well,
happen.
I had to come over here no matter what, since I knew Kevin, I knew Logan would do.
King queen. King queen suited.
So I just roast him.
No, just bad. Flush it.
I mean, king queen suit is not crazy.
Then you don't flush shit. Bro. I got rid
Snap
of
call
it.
that.
Kevin raises to 15. 50 call.
Alright, this may be it again.
Heads up, I call. Justin check.
You got an
Yeah.
ace?
No.
You don't?
Justin folds.
Yeah, you got an ace.
On all that's holy, I do not have an ace. There's not much holy above it.
I'm so bad. King queen
I
suited.
get dominant. Actually, I'm fan. No, not fan. Where'd you crush?
Where'd you finish in the tournament?
Orf now at 970 in chips, leading the way still. He's under the $1,000 mark again, though.
Oh, the free roll one?
I didn't play in the free
Oh,
roll.
you didn't?
No, I got up to like 86 hours or something.
Okay.
I got close, but I didn't make it all the way.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Nah.
None.
D with a king 9 and McLovin with an ace 9 of spades here, gonna raise it up. Or not? No, he's gonna raise it up to 30. And Justin gonna call. He's been just about calling everything so far here lately. He does make the call, and Robert does as well. Robert kind of in that same mode, calling everything. Short table, so the hands are a little bit better, I guess.
He already called you a pecker.
2 spades on the flop and a 6 for Robert.
Robert checks. Kevin bets 20. That's a fold.
Did they get off?
And Robert calls. What's up?
Hands over.
A 5 of clubs on the flop, so McLovin's still behind here with a pair of 6s. He's hoping for a spade, but he does bet out $30 to Robert. Robert, with all these cards here, cannot believe he makes this call, but he does make the call. He's got full belief in that 6, I believe. It's a black card on the river, and it is a club, so now it's a jack of clubs. So McLovin going to slow down. Robert going to get it. No, McLovin does make the bet here. He bets $65, and Robert's going to have to go away.
They got all new windows.
Yeah. The window store got new windows.
New glass.
New glass? New glass.
Justin at 147, bringing up the tail end in this 5-handed affair right now with 970 in chips for Orf.
Next door here. Killed the guy in front of the window shop.
From the office?
Oh, he died?
Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know how they did. That's what somebody said.
I heard like they had terrible aim and like no one got hit. I don't know. Can I move D over to a 9 seat so we can scan the right color?
So that's scanning the 10 seat.
Yeah,
And
okay.
none don't work. One of them don't work.
Yeah, I think. My seat's fine. Robert raises to 15.5. 50 more, D. You can scan it in this one now. Okay.
Ace of spades, ace 8 of spades for Robert. He's going to raise it up to $55. D going to fold his king 9 suited. He is just not in the mode to play. And Justin with a 5-2 of spades. Let's see what he decides to do.
You want that one?
He is going to make the call.
Oh, that's good.
Justin does not want to see spades hit this board, that's for sure. He's hoping for a 5 and a deuce. Or an ace 3-4 would be great for him. A 9-9 queen.
Now I can see why you did that. I guess that first stream they accidentally put the S in front of it.
If you're in here watching, please make sure you hit that like button. Say hello in the chat. We've had no interaction tonight. We've had several people watching, but no one really coming in and chit-chatting. We got a check here, check, and Robert's going to win with an ace high.
Have black cards, they all cannot.
Those black cards?
Yeah, you can scan it this one now.
I was waiting for a bet to peel out there and me go,
What do I do?
you bet I fold.
No, but I can't get it. I mean, I guess that's what you do.
Yeah, you
That was a bad one.
bet $10 on that.
Back up like 2 hands.
I can't call it.
You bet $10 I fold.
Same thing's gonna happen, I guess.
For free. I got pocket nines.
You did get pocket. It did win though, like twice, 2 out of 3.
King 10 for Orf. He's going to look down at a king 10 here eventually, and he's going to raise it up a little bit, I would expect. No, just a flat call here. McLovin folding as well.
45.
D with the option here, and he's going to look down at, Robert raised it up here. Cards we don't see, $45. And Orf going to make the $40 call.
I'm gonna flop out this all in, but I'm not.
You go all in.
King high is all right.
What's up there? Now it's time to go a really long draw.
And pocket aces for Robert. Orf with a straight draw. Robert going to bet it out here, and Orf going to fold it pretty quickly.
Just aces.
Should we just put it on the black?
Just aces.
Strata for 10. Let me get some money in now. See, if I strata, see, the money gets in easier.
I hear you.
When it gets called easier.
Like there's no way he's got pocket kings in the straddle bam.
True.
Straddle for 10. Or 4.
Robert with an 8-10 offsuit now looking down. We're at hand number 87. And get a call here from Robert. Orf going to go ahead and make the call for 5 more here. And Justin with the option is going to raise it up here, it looks like. He's going to raise it up to 25 in chips. So $25. Robert making the snap call. Orf for 15 more going to make the call as well. So Justin with 2 diamonds on the flop going to make the flush draw happen. He's going to bet it up. Looks like $50, $60. Going to get a fold from both players here pretty quickly, and he's going to win that pot.
That's why I couldn't bet that 10. I needed that 10 for that hand.
Why they do it? They won. They didn't win. They won.
It ain't home.
Yeah.
Would you rather win at home or on the road? At home, right? So
Well, considering our record
on the road.
because we didn't lose 1 game on the road in the postseason.
They're like, why the fuck they start letting these teams in?
D with a queen jack making the call. McLovin going to make the call as well. Justin with cards yet to be seen.
How much is it?
I straddled it. I straddled.
Yeah, look, the front.
10?
Yeah, he goes 10.
Okay.
If he wants.
Are we going to have our first family pot in a while? Or is Robert going to spoil it with a raise? And Robert is going to spoil it with a raise. He's going to raise it up to $35.
Seven deuce game.
All right. Looks like we could see a family pot anyway. Or for the 3-2 of diamonds making the call. And it is an ace king 9, 1 diamond. No help for anyone. There's a straight draw for D. Justin, we don't know what his cards are yet.
125.
Takes it there.
We're down, and Orf with the $140 bet with just a 2-3 going to pick up that win. Very nice. He's back over 1,000 in chips. McLovin at $8.95. He's done a really good job coming back from way down there. Had about 85 in chips at one time. Started out with about 150, I believe.
Real raise?
Robert with the Queen 10 offsuit going to make the raise to $25. Going to get a call from McLovin for sure. Looks like Justin probably makes the call as well. Justin going to move all in with King Queen. So 3 queens in hands here. And Robert bringing up the tail end of them, but he could very well make the call. When Robert's chipped up, he's liable to make any call out there, and he does make the call, and so does McLovin. McLovin now making the call as well. So we do have side action.
You already used your 1 time. I can use my 1 time now.
We're going to have some side action here. Robert and McLovin. And 6-6 spade. 6-6-8, 2 spades. So McLovin with the flush draw. They're going to check. It's going to be a 2 of clubs. It's going to be check again, I'm sure. No side pot. And a 2 of hearts on the river. So Justin now going to pick it up at the king high. He is going to win this all in, and he's going to be right back in the game at 260. Actually with 390 total in chips. So he's going to be right back in this game. Great all in for Justin. Not such great calls from the other 2. We'll step away from the mic here. I'm going to let y'all listen to a little table talk while I go grab a drink.
I didn't think it would happen, but I've been blessed. You're down 800 and you win a $200 pot. King clean off.
Yeah, I could not beat you.
I was like, maybe Queen's high speed, and then he
been very great.
Justin,
Been very
Robert.
great.
A
Would've
queen
been it.
comes out where
Would've been- me and him would've
everybody's
started
happy.
playing
For a minute. D-bet the quarter.
Oh,
Kevin Paul.
you know what I mean?
Justin Paul.
I really wanted to spade.
If a queen comes out, it's good for
If
everybody.
the queen comes out, you would've gone all in.
Kevin folded. And Justin folded.
Have a
Maybe
straight.
checks. 10 on a straight.
I won't have that straight.
You got queen 10 of heart. Queen of heart. I mean queen of clubs 10 of hearts. 10 of straight. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, if a queen comes, we all get it already.
The queen.
I was already in,
Carter
so
said
it don't
we don't
matter.
That's
stand
what I
your hands,
mean.
but he's gonna come in here and
Me and
hit
Robert
you with
would've
a
bet
wet
that.
noodle.
Damn, I wish I'd had more in there.
Nothing. I'm just throwing Carter under the bus. I said if you don't
Should've
start
bought
scanning
back
your
in.
hand, he's gonna come in and hit you with a wet noodle.
Hey, get off
I
TikTok right back there.
apologize.
He said no wet noodle
Are
needed.
you on TikTok, bro?
I've chased spades so many times. Dude.
There we go. Kevin Ray. Yeah, Kevin raised the 15, Justin called, and Robert made it 65. D folds. Kevin folds.
Oh.
Justin folds. 50 more, Justin. No, that's enough. That's enough.
Right, 65?
Yeah, but you have 15 now.
Oh, I had that there. Okay, okay.
You're giving too much. You're too generous.
Heads up, action. Justin.
All in.
Call.
Robert said all in and Justin
Twice.
called.
Cool.
Alright, they're gonna run it twice from
What pair you got?
Set of sixes.
Oh shit.
twice from here.
Need a bunch of hearts.
You got one.
Full house.
Full house.
You ready to put that down?
I'll be able to get out of this.
Full house.
Boop, boop.
Wow, big punch, yeah. Ah, dang it.
Flop.
100.
It's not that much. There's no greens.
You got me covered, I think. You
300.
got over 3.
315.
You got me covered. He does. Wow.
Sorry, Rob. I mean, I thought this, I'm like, damn.
Crazy, Justin. Two hands in a
Brady
row.
won.
Bam, bam.
Robert's coming
Yeah.
back to 100.
Coming from the grave.
They wrote me out, but I had to write back. So how did
See? They wrote me off and right back. Coming from the grave. Down
Started at the
900.
bottom, now I'm here.
Make it 120.
120. Coming in for 120.
Yeah, 100. 120.
Will you make sure that's 100?
Yeah, I will.
And then
I stacked on up. It's just this.
I just want to make sure.
Kevin's
I don't
trying.
trust.
Never double check. Just act.
I don't trust myself.
I trust you
I
more
trust
than
you very
anybody
much.
here.
It goes right here. There's the pass, though. Right here, 10 to go.
What?
Justin raises to 20. Kevin calls.
Yeah, my second favorite hand. It's coming through.
Bang. Sorry.
Alright. Check.
What is your second favorite hand?
25.
I don't know your first favorite hand.
Kevin calls.
Jack 10 is my suited. Jack 10 suited is my favorite hand. Oh.
Kevin bets 20.
Second favorite hand. Man. I feel like if you told me your first, you should tell me your second.
We got a pair.
I hear you.
Justin raises to 60.
5 suited is my second player. Oh, then you call?
Snap.
What would I do there? Like, why don't I even go like a baby? Either check behind and then fold or.
I thought because you said Jack 10
Or
was
jam.
third hand, I was like, Jack 9 might be his
I
second
know, I was
favorite.
thinking the same thing. Jack nine.
If I jam through, you call?
Like at the river?
Yeah.
Robert's trial.
With it, no?
Honestly, probably not.
I didn't think so.
I mean, I would like to think I would.
Yeah.
I'd probably think about it for a while. Say I
But Jack 10 is my favorite hand. Jack 10 suited.
Ten to go.
Jack 10. Does it matter what suit?
Steve Paul.
Ace 5? Ace 5 is very playable
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in any hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, even against
Oh,
aces,
sure.
you're fine.
Yeah.
Like, you're
35 more.
80-20 maybe. Right? Ace 5 suited, you're like,
35 more.
35 more.
what would be the
I
percentage?
just played good. I would have played bad. Alright, I'll heat check.
All 35.
What's the percentage? Ace 5 versus aces.
Not good.
Like
Suited.
Ace 5 is suited?
Like 80-20 at the worst.
He's all in.
I fold.
Look over here, Ace 5. I mean,
I don't know. I imagine it's like, what is it, 75-25?
that's great. The worst you'll ever be 75-25.
Yeah. Like,
Does that make sense?
versus suited aces or just offsuit?
Yeah, you need to take your helmet off and give it to him. Okay? He needs to wear it.
I'd run through the wall. Does that make sense? But I don't know what the
Yeah, I'm
aces
looking- I'm
versus
looking it up,
ace
I'm looking it up.
5 suited.
So all the people that bought
Maybe
tickets
80%.
for game 6
80%.
and
Get their
game
money.
7, they get the money back?
Everybody in Dallas gets
Oh, it's
the
87.
happily.
That's a lot. I didn't think it was, but I mean, I don't really think it is.
Steve Paul.
That's one of those,
Robert
like,
Fowler.
BS statistics. Like, show me the man.
Steven raises to a quarter.
Should just fold it. I don't know. I played good enough. But I call off that.
And Justin and Robert Paul. 3 players. Okay. Steve, that's 100.
I want some of your action, but I can't catch it with what I got, Steve.
Keep trying.
My cards are always red and they're black. If mine are black, they're red. Suited connected.
You did win one of the biggest spots though, Queen High there.
Was it?
Top 5 biggest spot.
It was like 135, dude.
Hey, if it's not that much, I'll take it.
He's got 40 more, I think.
Or whatever.
Good luck,
Don't
Olin.
do anything, Steve?
It's 140. Robert's all in for 140.
No.
He said no. He said running at once. Ace, ace.
He's got ace 5.
Alright, here we go. One
Well,
time.
clubs is fine. Clubs, ace 5 of clubs is beautiful.
Aces.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Go ahead. 2, please.
Well, that way. Say
I'll
two.
never lie to you, Steve.
Thank you.
Steve, you had aces 6 times tonight.
That's the first time. Well,
You're stepping on something down there. That quarter.
I'm not.
I like that one. I like that.
I think I'm
Just
touching
one
like
I've
this.
showed.
Is this it?
No.
Yeah, that's the Ethernet cord so they can read the cards.
I got 2.
It gives you
Yeah.
command.
How much is it?
200.
Okay. Robert's coming back for 200. Player checks 200, please.
I shouldn't have called earlier.
And these guys are really milking this baseball thing.
I
Just
know.
go
Like they
home
played 162 games and they
then
didn't give them more than 5 minutes to
dozen
celebrate,
more.
bro. What's up?
Only
5
alcohol
ago.
I drink is champagne.
I'll do the champagne in their locker. The good thing is they don't tear up their own locker room by spraying champagne everywhere.
Raise.
Ray.
Which one?
back here just in time to watch Justin go ahead and pick up another stack here with a king 9. Or excuse me, Robert picking up the stack with a king 6. Excuse me.
Can I get another beer, please? Yeah, I'm calling with that. Like,
Well, I would have run it twice, but you didn't say anything, so I didn't know if you wanted to or not.
I don't know if it matters.
Yeah, I would have run it twice if you asked.
No, I don't even know if it. I mean, I'm dead to a king, a 10, a 3-outer, maybe. You know what I mean? I'd have ran it twice.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I'd have ran it twice for sure. But I was so far behind it didn't matter. I don't think.
Orf leading the way clearly with 1,200 in chips. He's got a queen 7. McLovin going to look down at pocket 7s. He's going to...
King 5-handed is fine.
He's going to have just a pair of here. Don't have one out left. Justin with a queen jack going to look down at it. Justin 3-betting to $50 with a queen jack. We've seen him loosen up here just a little bit. Sure, that Coors Light has just a little bit to do with it if I was guessing. D with ace king. He's going to make just a flat call here.
It's a bad flop, you win.
So we're 3 ways to a flop. Going to be a queen 6-7. Not real good for McLovin there. Justin picking up the pair of queens. He's going to bet it out for $100. D with an ace king. Got 2 overs still on the board, but does he want to take a stab at it at this point? This is an all-in or fold kind of play here for him. We'll see what he does. Can't imagine McLovin makes this call. He could think that Justin's got a pair of 6s here, but he didn't get that stacked by being anywhere near as dumb as he looks. And he goes away. So Justin going to pick up the pot here. Robert going to sit back down at the table. 1,200 for Orf. He has sat down and just ran the table once he's gotten here. McLovin at 835. He's done well as well. Robert now at 420. He has been felted, so he had reloaded and doubled up.
Queen jack 6.
Somebody in a little silver car.
Kevin's trials for 10.
Queen jack. Hit that. I'm up.
10.
He was famous for throwing chairs.
He still lives here. He still lives here in Lubbock.
Huh?
I think he still lives here in Lubbock. Did he move?
Yeah, he moved back to Indiana. He had a house here still, but he didn't live here.
Oh, okay. Kevin Texas 3 players. That's when I've seen him a couple times out at Rawls at the golf course.
I didn't know he was battling Alzheimer's.
Probably beating his wife and shit. Like, can you imagine him with Alzheimer's?
Oh, maybe it was.
Well, can you imagine him with Alzheimer's?
Default.
Probably not.
She wasn't probably even born when he was here.
Kevin checks. You bet 7-5. Sure.
Five.
I was drawing dead anyway. Damn it. Thank you, dude.
You're waiting on the club?
8 9 ace 6 on the board here. Robert with a pair of aces. D with a pair of sixes. He doesn't want to see a 5 come, that's for sure. He wants to see a 6 and a 6 only. He would be okay with a 7. At least he'd get a chop pot out of the deal. But D with the $75 bet. Trying to decide if we're going to get a fold here from Robert. I can't imagine that he folds. Be very uncharacteristic, and he does not. He is going to make the call. And it is a 7 on the river, so this is going to be a chop pot. This is going to be a chop pot, and they're going to both, unless of course D believes he's got the 10 in his hand, he would make the fold here. I can't believe, however, that D's going to make that call if he doesn't make the, if he believes that if he doesn't believe his 5 is going to be good if it hits. But we shall see. I've had D fold hands that I never thought he was going to. Go ahead, D. Make the call. He does make the call. They're just going to chop this one up. So.
No, I folded the 10. I didn't hit the gutty. I didn't hit the fucking gutty.
The 7 don't come out good.
I hit that gutty.
Orf with the $1,200 in his stack. D now at the bottom with $272, and Justin in the middle at $465. McLovin, of course, still doing well at $790 in chips.
I can't call 75 with a 10. Right? You can't call 75 with a gutty. You can't call 75 with a gutty.
And you said you made the straight on thing. We're going to have the same straight because he had the 10. He stack called it.
You did seem a little emotional in that 7.
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing. Just 7s and 10s.
Hot 10 would have been beautiful. But I can't call 70. I'd have called 30.
I don't think it played
I
that
was
like
liking my ace on the flop.
An ace jack from Robert now. D with the 373 going to go away. Raises to $30 from Robert. So Orf going to look down at his cards. He has an ace 10 and McLovin with pocket 8. So we're going to get calls all the way around the table. Justin with a king queen. So this could be a pretty big hand for this short-handed table. It is going to be a 10 ace 4. So Orf with 2 pair now. Robert with ace jack. And of course he's going to be super aggressive. He's going to go ahead and move all in. He's going to do it again. Robert has not learned his lesson. He does this, and he's seen himself get taken that way a couple of times. Now, he could hit a jack here, but he is far behind. Is a queen and a river spade going to give Robert the hand. So Robert with the nut flush, runner spades. But he bets all in from so far behind. He thinks he's good, and I can understand that completely, but man, he does that an awful lot, and it gets him paid. It gets him paid several times, that's for sure. But wow. So Robert bringing the chip stack back up there. Orf taking a big hit to his stack. He is now down to about 700. Well, Robert has now climbed into the chip lead again. Robert now at $1,000 in chips. McLovin in second with $760. And Orf at $700 in chips.
I didn't want to say nothing.
Not at all uncharacteristic of Robert hitting any kind of the flop, especially if he hits the big card. He's very, very aggressive. He is never afraid to go after it when he's got any sort of top pair. Really any part of the flop, really, for the most part, with a few exceptions. Orf taking a very big hit there. I mean, he was ahead. You cannot blame him for making the call. Raised to 15 from McLovin with a king 9. A 3-bet from Robert to $75. Now, here he is. He's got a few chips in front of him. He's going to get super aggressive, and he raised it. 3-bet at $75. Orf probably still steaming from that last hand. Going to make the call with an ace 8. He does flop the 8, but Robert flopping a pair of 10s. Orf going to bet it out for $100. And Robert has no reason to go away here. Justin with 6-5. He's got a chance at a gutty, but I can't imagine he makes the call. Robert with the snap call as well.
You got straight?
So Orf at this point dead to an 8.
Do now, don't you? We check.
He is now
We're going all the way.
completely dead. He's going to check to the river, and they are going to get a pair of 10s for Robert, going to be the one to win this hand. Orf steaming just a little bit from that last hand, I believe, and hoping he could pick up a few of his chips back from Robert. Orf going to look down at a king 6 of clubs. He's going to make the call. McLovin just wanting to play around here with a 3-2 of hearts. Justin with the call and Robert with the call as well. D going to look down and check. It's going to be an ace king 9 off the flop. Orf with second pair, Robert with top pair here. Now 2 hearts on the flop. McLovin with the heart draw. He's going to bet it out to $15 with 3 hearts, or 4 hearts, excuse me. And he's going to get folded around 2. Going to be 3 ways to a turn. It's going to be a 4. Brings in the wheel draw now. Brings in the wheel draw for McLovin. Robert still with the top pair and aces. Orf with the pair of kings. And Orf surely going to let go of this here at this point, but he does not. A little bit surprised here. He's loosened up quite a bit trying to catch back up. And it's going to be a king of hearts. So it does give the trips to Orf, but McLovin with the heart flush.
Aces and kings.
He's going to check, and it's going to be checked down, and he is going to win with the little flush, the littlest of flushes. He could have extracted a little bit of value out of that, I do believe. He could have got Orf to call a bet, especially with him steaming off of that bet. But little do I know. Robert at 1,200 in chips now. He has made it all the way back, come up a little bit in chips. I think he's now winning. McLovin at 875 in second place. We got about 40 more minutes with you here on Stack Social Live. We got a 6-6 deuce, 2 spades, D with the flush draw now. Betting out the $50. Justin with a pair of 5s. Justin with nothing. Going to make the fold. Robert as well with the fold. So D going to pick up a few little chips here. Robert still leading the way at 1,200. Justin bringing up the tail end at 330. D just ahead of him at, says 347, but we know that's either 345 or 350 if that chip count is accurate.
Oh, is it too late to straddle?
Robert straddled for 10.
Thought you had to do it before you dealt.
Straddled over here, so we're gonna go. That's fine. You're right. Call.
Let's go.
4 players.
A 9-9-8. Justin with the trip 9s off the flop. Orf as well, but he flops the boat. So Justin far behind here. He's going to end up losing this. Probably going to lose his entire chip stack unless he catches runner, bigger card.
You finished this semester?
This up until May. 40?
May.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I like he says fold when he says call.
You got diamonds? I got a 9.
And an all-in move from Justin here, going to be met really quickly. And Justin, oh, he does not make the all-in. He does just make the call for $200, I guess. But I think that puts him all in. And Orf going to move on back up in chips. He is now at 770 in chips. Justin down to 60. Actually, I do believe that. Thought that Justin was felt it. I thought that all in. I thought that $200 bet was all in for him.
Are you coming back? He said he doesn't.
So maybe Orf is a little less steaming after that hand. He's picked up a few of his chips back. Although I know he stares over at that stack of Robertson. Knows those are his chips. Deep down, he believes those are his, and he wants to take them. And he's going to look down at a 5-deuce offsuit. He can't wait to fold. I can't blame him at all. McLovin going to make the call for $10, or raise to $10. Robert going to look down and see what he's got. He has got a 10-5 of diamonds, makes the call. We have an ace-10-3 on the flop. McLovin with a queen-jack. It's going to be a 6 of clubs on the turn. We got a Broadway draw possibility for McLovin. Nothing really here, but a pair of 10s for Robert, excuse me. And an ace of clubs on the river, so two pair now for Robert. Aces and 10s. McLovin with just the simple pair of aces on the board, and he is going to lose that hand.
So you didn't lose nothing, you didn't gain nothing.
I know. I was like, oh. Robert raised to 20.
D with the pocket aces. See if he can work them out here. We get a raise from Robert to 20. D going to go ahead and 3-bet it to 45 or 50. He does 3-bet to 50. Robert with the opportunity to call here and give D some chips. Let's see if he does so. He does make the call. And the flop is going to be a 6-9-4. Robert with the 5-4 of spades. Let's see if he can crack these aces here. If anybody can, he can. When he gets lucky, he gets lucky. There's no doubt about it. You know what they say? Better to be lucky than good any day. $75 to bet from D, and Robert calls it. And a 6 on the turn. I don't see D going away from this at all at any point. So at this point, he is going to be all in. Robert, at this point, makes you wonder how he could go away from it. There's $305 in the pot. It's going to cost him $125. Excuse me, $500 now in the pot. It's going to cost him $125. So, and he does go away, surprisingly.
Alright, guys. Last 500, so I'm in for it. Probably enough on the table to play. But you fucked the boat on me. What's up? 5-handed with the 7 nines. Sir?
That's a matter of opinion.
If I lose this one, I gotta go. Get down 1,400. Won't be my first time, but I just don't like it on camera now. Camera makes it even worse.
Robert going to look down at some more high quality cards here with an ace queen. He's going to raise it up to 30. Well, he's going to raise it on up to 50. He's going to get aggressive here. Nobody's going to call him around the table, it doesn't look like.
Some of you fellas just will not let go, will you? Alright? Huh?
He hasn't seen anything this
What'd you say about the queen stand? For sure, queen, 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 3 queens, king, queen.
Have you seen it yet?
I saw it, yeah. I don't remember what I said.
He's like, wow, that's a lot of queens. Is that what you said?
Probably something to that effect. Evan, you read my mind.
I know, I do that.
Do
They're
you?
probably like they needed a queen.
You need to learn how to read.
Justin now with Big Slick.
5 to go.
Great.
Raise it, play for 20.
Justin going to look down a Big Slick, raise it up to $20. Probably going to get a fold around the table, but McLovin going to give him some action. And Robert as well. And an ace on the flop, so Justin going to be looking good here. He's going to bet it up and going to get a couple of folds. He does check it. A queen on the turn could deduce a bet from Robert there, who had a queen, and it does. He bets $30, $35.
There's a couple people that do that now, not just him.
I watch a lot of Ryan DePaul.
Oh, I like that.
He's funny as hit the turn.
Big enough? What do you want to bet?
I really don't care.
And a 3 on the river, so Robert with the pair of queens, it's gonna a $15 bet and just a smooth call from Justin here. He's gonna show off the pair of aces and probably get Robert a little confused as to how he doesn't make a raise or try to get any more value out of that. But he does win the hand, and he moves up to $5.90 in chips.
Yeah, that's me, dude. Why you talk to myself like that, dude?
I like when he does hand recaps and he's like, I had aces, they had something.
Fucking pussies.
Flop came out something, 3 cards. Fuck it, I lost. It's like that told me nothing.
I like when he's like, fucking pussies. I got jacks and go on, leave it on call. Dude. They don't have to have a hand every time they call.
They call him there.
He is a good dude. I think he loses a lot of money though.
He's got enough
Ryan
sponsors now though.
Does he? You don't even have that
Plus,
many?
you can make money off. You can monetize your YouTube channel.
He's got sponsors.
But his
5 to go.
YouTube channel's under there.
Robert now with a 9-10 and D with an 8-10.
Yeah, but people will pay for the advertisement.
I'd actually pay just to hang out with
Kevin raises 20.
him. It's Ryan to follow.
He's a YouTuber.
He's just funny.
One of those new.
He's actually a comedian more
He's
than
on
he
that
is.
interweb.
He really is.
He's not even a good player.
That happens to put
McLovin raising to 20 with an ace-5 of clubs.
A lot of them guys are good.
7, 8, 10. So, wow. Robert with getting aggressive again with the top pair, but he is behind right now with an 8-10 from D. D, however, let's see how aggressive he wants to be.
Everybody here's got a wife, bro. That's how you consider yourself
I hope
a good poker player. Having a wife. You got a wife?
Just none.
Not yet. You ain't locked up yet?
D gonna go ahead and raise it up. He's gonna make it 110 here. He's gonna put some full belief in his hand. Let's see what Robert decides to do. Let's see if he decides to believe in that pair of tens.
You're not even married by 20. That's bad for a woman.
He is gonna make the call. Robert does have a lot of outs here, and that was one of them. He now has tens and nines, and now any straight card, a 6 or a 10, is going to give D the straight. I mean, give them both the straight.
If she's not married
2 8s in the deck left. That's the only thing that D can win with.
married in 3 years is perfect.
Tough deal here for D. He's going to lay this down more than likely. What a turn card for Robert. He also has any diamond that's going to pick up that's going to keep him ahead. And D does go ahead and lay it down.
If you're not married in 3 years, I feel bad for you.
Run the river. I just want to see if I hit my straight flush.
Hey!
Boat.
Just a little boat.
Just a little boat. Just a little
Boat
boat.
on boat.
Just a little action.
Robert with 1,100 in chips leading the way. D bringing up the tail end at 360 with McLovin in the middle. 745.
You ran 200 up to that? It's my turn now.
Well, Bonnie down there gave me some lucky
believe it. I think you are fucking
Bad thing about it,
blind.
bad thing about it, I got it all off of him, and I feel bad for that. But
One man should get over it.
You'll persevere.
I have to go.
Oh, he'll get over it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
You'll get over it.
he said he'll.
I imagine he'll get over it.
Kevin raised 15.
60.
Justin raised 60. Oh.
You gotta hit ace or a king, you're good.
Pocket fours from McLovin. 3-bet from Justin with a king deuce. And a call from Robert and McLovin. So I'm going to get a 10, 9, 10 on the flop. So 2 10s on the flop. Pair of fours for McLovin. He's still ahead.
75.
Justin at
$75 from Justin. He
So many times.
I fold.
Run it out.
Justin going to pick up that pot here.
God dang it.
But
Make
the
a flush.
diamonds got Jack 10, so we'll,
And an ace and an 8 of diamonds. So Robert would have picked up the win there.
You didn't make diamonds?
no, I had Jack 10.
I don't believe you. If that was your favorite hand or something, I'll believe it.
Jack 10, so I made. Oh, you made 3 10s.
Yeah, that's it. Tricks.
Some people wait till it
I like Jack 10, dude. If I get Jack 10 again, I'll put all in this next one.
Okay.
I just like it, man. I put,
Okay, OJ.
Fairly active little 5-handed game we've got going here. We are 5-handed, but
that one was not suited. So
it's been pretty active here.
You're allowed
No doubt that Justin loosens up with the Coors Light flowing, and Robert always super aggressive when he gets it stacked in front of him. So definitely some action.
Oh, speed limit.
Is that enough?
Oh, you want to, like, you did 15 while ago already. You wanna do 15?
Justin with a king 9 of diamonds, raising it up to 15.
I'm just.
Actually making the call to 40 after Robert bets it.
A decent size.
So here we go.
As long as I ain't got a show. You
There's
gotta
a
figure it
9-7-7. Justin with the pair of nines. Robert with cards we're not sure what he has.
Oh, sorry.
You're probably way good now.
A turn is an ace. And a river 6.
You're good.
Pocket 10s for Robert. Robert going to pick up this stack.
You're going to turn over right now.
King on. Oh, king on 2. My last double shot for sure.
Straddle and double shot. Kevin straddles and Justin sharps.
Until I get Jack 10 again.
I hear you.
I love that hand, guys.
What's a good hand?
Jack 10. Jack 10 suited is favorite.
20 to go.
No.
Let me have this one, please, guys.
She said, why? Here.
Why don't y'all just
Nobody
let
else
me
is
have it?
tipping you.
Nobody
I'll
ever
take
just
it when I
let-
cash out.
They never believe in me.
Option.
Okay.
Option check.
Check. Check.
35.
35.
He's got a king, he's good. I got 10, but he's got a king, he's good.
10.
I was like, man, that's a weird bet. Well, check all the way through and bet the work. Like, second pair, if you got 10, yeah. You trying to bet me off of it. That's so mean of you. God, that's so mean.
Straddle.
Straddles on.
That's so mean of you. He should have been nicer. Like you.
So he raises to 30. Kevin.
D with pocket kings, going to see what he can do with these. See if he can pick up some of his chips. Maybe try to pick up a double up here. I don't think it's going to happen because you don't have him. You got a 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 8. You got the gutty here, but you don't want it to hit, and that's really the only way that he stays around. Probably pocket king's not going to probably pick up a lot of chips. He does bet 115 into this pot. Shocking if anybody calls. Of course, if anybody does, it would be Justin. Maybe not. No, he doesn't. So D going to pick up the hand. It does have an ace on the turn. So, but D picking up a pot here. Trying to string together a few chips.
But he was angry. He acted angry. He started saying some bad words. I said, Greg, we're grown men. We are grown men. We can't say those bad words like that to each other. Those words don't mean. Those words mean a lot to me. So.
D with a queen jack. Let's see what he does with this card. He's got $5 to go, and he's going to make the call. So just a flat call, or for the fold, and Justin with the option. McLovin raised it up to $20, so let's see what D decides to do here. Just a flat call, so heads up to the flop. Excuse me, 3 ways to a flop. 8, 10, 4. Straight draw for D. He's going to pick up the straight draw.
Suiting's better. Is she? I tried a 10, so I.
No, you were ahead.
Top pair is good enough for me. 10s have been really good. Well, besides the one you cracked me on.
Jack 10?
You cracked my butt.
Whatever works.
No.
Whatever works.
Jello. High. Like a roller coaster.
Seat open.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rock.
High.
I didn't mean to make you come up here.
Still on me. Oh, it's not on me.
5 to go this one.
Raise. Take it 30.
$30, Justin.
It just heads up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
30 total.
Alright.
Just me and you, Justin.
Check.
Alright. 25.
Justin raises to 100.
Man, you got that 10?
No 10.
Pocket 6s again?
I ain't got a fucking 10. I got a 6, by the way.
What do you make it?
100.
I got a 6, I'm telling you right now, I got a 6.
I don't believe you, but I got a big hand.
Justin with that $100 raise, or $75 raise on Robert,
I want to take it.
really got him thinking about it. Not sure what he's got, but
You're crazy.
he does make the call, and it is the ace of spades. No help for Justin, but he really can't back off here. It's hard to see if he backs off, especially that size pot.
Very bad card. How much is all in?
900.
Oh, yeah, I did have a 6.
And he did hit the ace.
But I had a 6.
I get it.
We'll bet 100 on the turn.
Of course, I didn't realize Justin had as much in chips as he did, so I am not surprised that he folded, actually.
On the flop, I did.
I said on you said
No.
turn.
Oh, no, on the turn.
You're not gonna bet no 100 with that.
She
ace
just
shit.
jammed on the turn.
Plus, I got the ace and the redraw for the flush.
I should jam on the flop.
Yeah, you jam on the flop.
I know. But I can't. I thought I wanted you to call, but I really didn't want you to call.
You know, Joey says he deals heartbreaks. Missed again.
Orf with the 7-6 of diamonds. Robert with pocket jacks. He's going to raise it up here to $60. Very likely not to get a call. D with a king 9 of spades. He could make the call here. And he does make the call.
Four players. Steve is Thurston. Steve checks. Justin checks.
D check. Go ahead, D.
Robert checks. He bets 100. Steve calls. Justin calls.
My bad.
Robert calls. Heads up action.
Go ahead, D.
Robert checks.
I know you got
Middle of it.
the damn ace. We're good.
Robert bets.
I guess 60 was too least of a bet.
Thank you, D. Try it one.
Really good. Fuckers, the ace peels right off.
Could have bet like he had the bigger ace.
He wasn't. What I mean,
Dustin? 10 to Dustin.
he's not leaving with his ace after he hits it.
10 to me. Dustin calls. Robert raises to 45. D and Steve calls. Kevin calls.
There'll be a jack right on this flop.
3.
Try to quit.
What'd I tell you? Right on the damn flop.
Kevin checks.
We're gonna check for
Justin bets 75.
I'm gonna sit right there.
He's sitting in the 1 seat or the 2 seat? 1 or 2, Greg? 2? Justin calls.
Right on the.
Robert calls and Kevin calls. That's up action. Yeah, I'm gonna move the check on the turn. I'm gonna move Steven back to 3.
McLovin with the ace jack is going to pick it up here. He's got the win as long as he doesn't do something crazy and fold. Of course, could Justin possibly go ahead and bluff into him? I don't know. It is McLovin's option. He does check to Justin.
Straight.
I was straight.
All right, McLovin going to pick up the 295 in chips. Justin did bet the 125, but McLovin going to make that call.
All in you call.
Snap that boy.
How's it going, Greg?
Got about 10, 12 more minutes here with you. Probably 3, 4 more hands.
Jam or fold? Just you wouldn't call jam. Jack.
It took me that long to call it.
I know.
All left.
I'll close it if I got a hand.
I'm gonna close it.
All right, Justin going to look down at a 5-10.
I'm calling.
Not on you yet.
Sorry.
Robert with a 5 deuce. Let's see if he's going to go ahead and get in there.
Should have folded that, man.
Everybody folds the rest of them. Kevin raises to 15.
Suck Drake.
Heads up action.
Seems to have good.
Check. Check.
A 6 here on the turn. Straight draw for Justin. McLovin with the wheel draw, or the 6-eye straight draw.
Hot deuce. You beat.
You got a bigger straight?
Yeah. Greg, we good still? You know you said call.
Justin with the bet, and he does get the fold from McLovin,
The
so
problem was is I honestly think we had you. I thought I had you covered on the pot.
Point is that my money was out there, and you saw the next 2 cards with my money out there.
Well, you just said call.
Put 5 out there. We're gonna.
Honestly, just thought I had you. I thought the pot covered you. We all did.
Exactly, and you should have paid me.
Stand a little bit.
At least it's a new Wednesday.
Greg, I don't think so, because if you didn't re-bet.
You saw that my money set over the line.
Five
You
to go.
saw
I
the
didn't
next
think
2
it was.
cards go.
I thought the pot covered it.
When it come out, it didn't. Like I said, if you would have won the hand, I would have walked out the door.
No. If you said pot, you said call the pot. The pot would have been.
pocket threes for McLovin with D and a king 9 of spades. Justin with cards we haven't seen yet, so we're gonna see what that happens.
It was pot.
Ten more.
It was, and the pot was, my money was out there. You would,
I was up so much, Greg. I was still wouldn't have cheated. I would not have cheated. You know what I mean?
3 players.
I would not have cheated.
Welcome to this hand.
I promise you.
Check. 20.
Ace-10 jack on the flop, so Justin with 2 pair. D with the straight draw. McLovin, of course, nothing with his card. We're going to see a 6 of spades on the turn. D now picking up the flush draw. Let's see how that works out for him. Queen of spades could be very gross. So could a jack of spades. Jack of spades could get really nasty as well.
He said all in, dude.
I think they did this should have stopped the wait on the action. Or counted up the pot, right? Because he did say 8 or something. That was the issue. But if we had counted it out, I'm like, well, he said he called the pot. That's it. They did. But you made a lot of. Hey, but here's the next deal. I was gonna tell you, Greg.
5 to go.
I was up so much money when you came in, I didn't even have to stay and play. Does that make sense? We were playing 3-handed and I was up thousands. 3,000.
5 to go. Rock chips.
You know what I mean, Greg? I paid you off 3 times. You know what I mean? Right or wrong, Greg? Did I pay you 3 times off?
2.5, because you still owe me money.
No. Stop. Be sweet, Greg.
There ain't nothing sweet about it.
Yes. I paid you off. I could have, when you walked in, I was going to be 300. I could have left. And you make no money. I gave you 600, 540. Wasn't it 3.5? You had 200 behind after that.
The call, whatever was 500 something, I had $880 something.
Well, why did we think it was pot?
If he told me 860,
I think you did say
and I pushed it all out there.
That's
and
what
it stayed
I
out there.
thought. That's what honestly that's what it was. But you can't be mad at me for it. You gotta be mad at him for it.
Like I said, you saw the next 2 cards with my money all out there in the middle.
But we didn't even know that it was 300 more.
Greg raised 30. He's still not
Hi. Hi. I ended up winning.
You won the tournament?
Yep.
All right. First tournament. That don't mean.
No, it's on Justin. He raised it.
Well, congratulations. What'd you win?
55 is
I
exactly the
split
minimum
with
range.
Grace.
Cindy for 500 apiece.
Can I get another beer, please?
D falls.
Yeah.
Greg calls.
That's awesome.
I knocked out,
Did you knock out repo?
no, I didn't knock out you.
Heads up action.
I knocked out.
Third check. Just about 75.
That's his,
That's
step
his,
son.
yeah, that's
Oh, it is.
Ursula's son.
But he did say 8 something, didn't he, Greg? No, I really feel bad because I was up so much money. I'm like, no, I'd have paid him, but I felt I was in the right, honestly.
It's 10 to go.
I just felt I was in the right. That's the only reason I didn't pay. But I would not have taken your money if you'd have walked out.
All
I
time.
promise.
All time. Nothing. All time. Power check. 4 players. Steve first, right? Check. Check.
50.
Robert bets 50. Greg folds.
Benz and Lexus. I'll be able
Steve
to
calls.
bring one
Justin
down.
folds. Steve check. He check.
One pair.
One pair.
Let's see.
You got.
Eights. That's nice.
Wow. He got me 50.
Thanks. John straddles for 10.
What?
Free straddle. 20.
Alright, Justin straddles for 20.
Greg triple straddles.
Greg?
No.
I don't want another part of Greg. Greg
You
got
don't have to,
his,
you don't have to call him.
20.
his angriness on him. Greg's mad today. He said some words I never heard him say before.
I don't know,
God
man.
damn, Greg. Like, it's not like that.
Draws
Greg.
20. You did a good job of reminding him what he did.
We had to at least work it out.
I don't know if you worked it out.
It's all
I'm
good.
still on the safe side of it. Your option. You double straddled. Are you
I
checking?
understand that. I check. There's 5. Heck no, I ain't raising.
Alright, 5 players. Check. 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 Check.
Nice.
Try again. Kevin, that's 25.
You fucking hit the fucking gutter. Great.
Alright, Justin raises to 75.
Y'all have a menu for the office?
Full ball. Check. Oh, Robert falls. Full ball. Falls 50. 3 players. Last one. Check. Justin.
All in.
He said all in.
You hit the goodie. I fold.
Robert folds.
No, it had a set of sevens.
Kevin.
What?
6, 7 folds.
I don't want to win that hand anyways.
Huh?
I didn't want to win that hand.
A set of sevens. Like, fuck. You got it straight, I'm fucking destroyed. You got the low end, maybe.
You fooled? High jam, you fold
I
this?
call everything. I have to call everything. But then check the flop.
I hear you.
Thank God nobody hit the fucking ready.
I hit the river. But not a street.
You beat the set of sevens?
Robert hit the river.
Oh, it's on Justin. 5 to go.
Oh, I made a straight. I'm calling you. Any straight I'm calling.
I thought you said you hit the river.
I did. I hit
Greg
the
raised
20 on
to
the
30.
river. I had to open in on the turn.
Steve calls.
The 5 gave me
Kevin
open in.
falls. 25 more.
The 5 gave me open in.
4 players. Justin first. 4 players. Check. Greg gets 50.
Give me one more.
Bridge today. 5 to go.
Bless you. All right, that's your last one. Last one. No more.
Thank you.
Absolutely no more.
Alright, this is the last 10 of the live stream.
No.
Don't say it. Don't fucking say it.
I'm not saying it. I can't.
Steve raises to 30.
Just give the last hand.
You gotta give him a show.
Yeah.
No one's gonna say anything.
Thank you.
That's your call. Heads up.
50. Justin raises to 125.
Did they have an ace?
No way.
An ace deuce. I was like, fuck it.
Thank you, Dave.
That's the last hand?
Alright, we're good. I can take this off.
A regular deck?
He'll bring one out here. He'll bring one out.
The ace deuce. I was like, man, if my ace,
We'll play like one more
I
hand.
think
with
he'd
it.
re-raise.